And we're live, I think, on this St. Patrick's Day. Unusual for me to be on a Wednesday going live, but because it was St. Patrick's, I decided to cut my Monday and put it on Wednesday instead. So I don't know if there's anyone in yet or not, but if they are, they are. If they aren't, they aren't. But sláinte and happy St. Patrick's to you guys if you are in, because I'm just doing something else here, so I'm not really looking to see who's in or who's not in yet at the moment. I'm not expecting an awful lot of people in tonight because I wasn't going to go live, I usually go live on a Monday, but it's Wednesday and it's St. Patrick's, so that's the man himself behind me. Oh, let me give you a look at him, because I couldn't wear anything green tonight because of the green screen, because if I wore anything green, this is what happens. I become invisible. If I can find the way I want to do this. So there's St. Patrick, boys. That's the man himself, the guy that brought us from pagans in Ireland to Christianity. So that's what we celebrate. It's St. Patrick's Day. So guys, to your health and to your wealth, hopefully. So how's everyone been? What have you been up to? Let's see who's been in so far. I think Gulf Coast was in earlier today. Romantic was in. Kevin was in. Scrappy Doo. Anfield Road Layout. Welcome in, guys. There's Gulf Coast. I think he was the first guy in today. He was put a reminder on it. So Mike, Dando, happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys. I say I wouldn't usually be on a Wednesday, it's usually a Monday, but because St. Patrick's fell on a Wednesday this year, and I decided to change my live from Monday to Wednesday. So what has everyone been up to? I'm just having a little bit of whiskey and a few beers to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Seeing we can't do it like we normally would. There was a lot of well-wishers from all over the world wishing the Irish a happy St. Patrick's Day. I don't know, can I share the screen or not? I'm very bad when it comes to this part of it. Let me just see if I can share this screen. Share screen. And let me find what I'm looking for. Entire screen. Okay. And Ali Mac, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. So let me see if I can share this screen here. Yes, I can. And if I jump over to something here, I just want to see, will this play or not play? And we can make it. No, I couldn't do it. Sorry, guys. I was going to share a video from around the world. People wishing us all happy St. Patrick's Day. So Johnny, Swedish Scrapper, welcome in. Thanks for coming in, mate. I've been here, having nothing to process. Oh, you've nothing to process at the moment, Scrappy Doo. Well, I've been working on, I have a video actually coming out, hopefully, well, it won't be this Thursday, because this Thursday is part 2 of last week's video. It'll be coming out on, let me see, probably Thursday week, maybe Thursday week. It's where I have all in like be like ribbon wire, like that sort of stuff, but with the gold foils on them. So I've got them in acid at the moment and do a video on it, and hopefully we'll be able to see some gold recovery of it. Did I say hi to Ali Mack when he came in? I think I did. Ali, sláinte to you, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, what was I going to do? There was something there I just spotted as I need to do. Oh yeah, I suppose I better put the link in anyhow, or all I do is I didn't pin that at the start of my video on the YouTube side of things. So if I put the link out anyhow, so when people do come in, if they want to come up, and there may be some people who have Irish descent or maybe Irish want to come up and wish people a happy St. Patrick's. I haven't really much to scrap out tonight myself. I don't plan on doing any scrapping out actually. Well, I may do. So that's pinned there if anyone wants to come up. So what has everyone been up to on St. Patrick's Day? I know that usually there'd be parades in America, in England, in Scotland, Australia, I think even Germany, places like that would have parades. But this year, because of the COVID, we don't have any parades. This is 2 years in a row that St. Patrick's has been cancelled because of the COVID issues. But so where would you normally be on St. Patrick's Day, guys? Would you be out at a parade? Would you be working? Are you of Irish descent? For a start, is St. Patrick's one of your days that you would look forward to? Let's see. Let me look here. My green friends, good to see you all. Raphael, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I'm just having a drop of whiskey. You'll be working, Ali Mac. Yeah, no, in Ireland, St. Patrick's Day is a bank holiday, so we all have it off. We'd all be off for St. Patrick's Day. So we'd usually be in the pub or something like that, depending on, we go to the parades first, the St. Patrick's Day parades, and then usually go for a few drinks in the bar. If you're working the next day, then you'd probably have to go home earlier. I've worked tomorrow, so I'm not going to go too mad tonight. Whiskey Woman 5, how do you? Having a drop of whiskey, some Jameson is, oh, you can't really see it because there's a bit of green in it, so it makes it kind of with the camera. So a little bit of Jameson. So it's not a big thing up in the Highlands. Yeah, I'd say it'd be more Glasgow. Would be a lot of Irish, especially with Celtic, Glasgow Celtic, will be predominantly an Irish linked with Ireland. London, Liverpool, Manchester, they'd all have big parades usually. There will be a big one in New York, Chicago, I think Philadelphia would have some big parades. Boston, and they usually have big parades over there in America first. Australia would have some because of the amount of Irish out in Australia. I think somewhere today I was seeing that it was is it 33% of the population of Irish descent in Australia. So again, there will be a popular day out there. I'm not sure would Denmark have anything. I see Norway was wishing Ireland a happy St. Patrick's Day from their leader, because again there will be links between Norway and Ireland going back 2,000 years. AJP Guard Machinery, how do? Welcome in. Happy St. Patrick's to you. Yeah, Ali Mac, Glasgow definitely will be a big place for the St. Patrick's Day parades. That's for sure. Link is there if anyone wants to come up. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. Depends how the drinks go down. So Whiskey Woman's family are from Cork. Have you ever been to Ireland, Whiskey Woman? Are you? Have you ever come to see where your family would have originated from? Nothing here. I just missed it and hide in my cave. Yeah, I was watching your video, Raphael. I could hear the panic in your voice where you thought you hadn't pressed record. That you would have to carry them all out again and carry them back in to do the video. Many a time that has happened to me where I panicked that I haven't pressed the record button after going so far through video. And then, lucky enough, most times I have pressed the record, except for that one time that everything just deleted on my camera phone. Oh, happy St. Patrick's from Israel. Well, back to you, my friend. Happy St. Patrick's. I hope everything is good out there in Israel. It's on your bucket list. That's cool. What part of Whiskey Woman, what part of America are you from? I presume it's America you're from, because I see you on a lot of the American streams. We're not continue later on it if it comes through. Oh, you'd have to go back. You'd have to redo shoot the whole lot if you forgot the record, Raphael. You'd have to take everything back out, and you have to put it in the van and carry it all back in. So you would. The panic in your voice when you thought you hadn't pressed the record. Sparky, welcome in. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Thanks for dropping in. Now, I live in, oh, you're in Canada. Okay, so yeah, actually Canada would be a popular. St. Patrick's would have parades in Toronto, I think, and I'm not sure would they have them in Ontario. I'm not sure. You'd have to tell me. Would you usually have a St. Patrick's Day parade there? I've never been to the one of the parades I'd love to go to is the one in New York for St. Patrick's Day. It's meant to be huge parade. When you think about it, that somewhere like America will celebrate St. Patrick's Day as big as Ireland. It just goes to show the reach that the Irish get to, that we've managed to infiltrate all over the world. We like to get about. Irish. Did you see all the beer, Ali? I seen Ali making his stout. So I did. I seen Ali making his stout. He's if he wants any help drinking that, I'm sure there'll be plenty of volunteers. Johnny Five, happy St. Patrick's Day to you, my friend. Well, looks like I need a top up. UK Scrapper, happy St. Patrick's Day. Party and Ali's, yes. Ali Mac has been brewing his stout. Oh, we have someone down in the basement. I hear the bleep. Let me just finish pouring my drink before I bring this person up. This guy has a good Irish name himself as well. And I see he's wearing some green. Unfortunately, I can't wear the green because it will interfere with the green screen behind me. So, Kevin McGrath, happy St. Patrick's.
La Sona Patrick's.
Oh, good man. Sláinte, go forward.
That's the closest I can get.
Oh yeah, Smithwick's.
Smithwick's.
Yeah, Smithwick's Red Ale.
Salute.
So how are you? I seen you. I was in what you calls earlier, E-Waste Mike stream.
Yeah.
I had to go to set this up. I would have gone up only for that. But I had to set all this, get this ready. But what have you been up to today?
No good. There's no sense. For me at this point in my life, there's no sense in me being good.
Yeah. Would you're where do you live again in the US? You live in Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
New Jersey, sorry. So would St. Patrick's be celebrated there like New York, or would it be just New York you'd have to go into?
Well, the bars and the pubs will all have St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Yeah, they have Irish traditional music and all that sort of stuff on.
So, and tonight we're having corned beef and cabbage and the whole 9 yards.
going for the Irish. And where would your ancestry come from in Ireland? Have you researched that back? What part of Ireland would you have come from?
I have. I need to look further into the website ancestry.com.
Yeah.
And see exactly where, because I think it was my father's grandparents or his great grandparents that came over from England, Ireland.
Oh no, McGrath's definitely.
They could have been transplants from Ireland to England or Scotland, and then they came over.
Yeah, no, McGrath's definitely an Irish name anyhow. So you definitely originated in Ireland at some stage.
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of people I've had over the course of the years. Oh, you're Scotch. I said no. There's no A in the Mick. It's not Mac. It's Mick. So I just when I went to Scotland, I said they put an A in there, or when they went to Ireland, they dropped the A. I don't know.
Yeah. No. We'll have to research it. You'll have to do research and find out for definite which side you are.
Yeah. But my mother's side of the family is from Bohemia.
Bohemia.
That's part of the Czech Republic now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
All right. So you've got loads of different ancestry to research.
Yeah. And now the thing is that I'm the last in my particular family. You know, the mother, father, siblings.
Yeah.
And the only child, shall I say, my daughter-in-law, my second oldest son's wife, she has done a heavy research of ancestry for her family.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, but I'm Jewish.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
But I didn't start out that way.
No, you definitely wouldn't have. But so would but now that you've confused me with your Jewish thing, but I was going to say, how did you end up being Jewish then? How did you become it? Did you just decide or marry into it, or?
My wife.
Okay.
It was a decision that I made prior to us getting married. That the confusing part would be Jewish, McGrath.
Yeah.
So who's Jewish and who's not? So I went the full boat. I said, if I'm going to do this, it's not for me. It's for children that we may have.
Okay, yeah.
So we both took lessons. I mean, she was born and raised Jewish.
Yeah.
We both had to go to the schooling, shall we say, to that. My wife was up to par with what I was going through.
Yeah. And
we went to New York City, I don't know, 6 months, twice a week.
Okay.
For an hour and a half each time. And we learned. And I've forgotten more than I learned, but that's okay.
And have you ever been to Israel?
No.
Okay.
My children have. Okay. Now here's the fun thing: is that if you're Jewish, it's a birthright. You can go to Israel for free.
Yeah. It's part of being a Jewish. It's your birthright to go to Israel.
They've gone. My second oldest son, his wife is Jewish, and that's where she followed she follows the faith, and he does, and they have 2 girls, and they're bringing them up Jewish. And I said, my belief in upbringing of a child, bring the child up whatever the mother's religion is.
Okay, I'm not laughing about something you're saying. I'm laughing about something that Roe wrote down there. You'll have to have a look in a minute at what he wrote down.
I only had 1 skin, Roe, not 4.
I just spotted that going up. There's actually a guy in the chat from Israel. This guy is from Israel.
But the thing is, I was born in Brooklyn Jewish Hospital.
Yeah.
So I go through this whole rigmarole to get converted, right? So I go and I convert. There's 3 degrees of conversion: Reformed, Conservative, or Orthodox. And then you have the extreme Hasidim, which is like ultra Orthodox.
Yeah.
You don't convert into that at all. You're either born into it or you're not.
Yeah. It's not
So-
something you can decide you want to become. You have to be born into it.
Yeah. So just backtracking, born in Brooklyn Jewish Hospital, I was circumcised in the hospital. All good. It's a funny story. I should write a book on this.
Well, you're just saying I've seen something popping up there. Everyday Scholars, there was no need to do that, but I do appreciate it, and I will have a drink on you. And happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Thanks for that.
So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone in the chat for my not saying hello in the beginning.
Well, we got straight into conversation. I didn't give you a chance to say hello.
So I convert Reformed. That's like just saying, okay, today I'm Catholic, tomorrow I'm Jewish. Done. That's it. Okay. My first son is born. My father-in-law gets an Orthodox rabbi to do the circumcision. Well, my son is only Reformed. Yeah, no problem. All good. Okay, fine. They fill out this nice certificate written in Hebrew and English. They put in my wife's English name. They put in her Hebrew name. They put in my English name. They put in my Hebrew name. He signs the document. And this is something you frame and put up on the wall. Then after he's signed, he crosses out my Hebrew name.
Why?
My father-in-law asked him point blank. He says, "Why did you do that?" He says, "He's not really Jewish. He's only Reformed Jewish. He's not really Jewish." Oh, my father-in-law blew a fit. He went off the deep end. So I was like, okay. Now, 3 years goes by. We're having another child. I decide I'm not going to have this happen to me a second time. That's an insult, if nothing else. I said, this is not going to happen again. So we're up here in New Jersey, and we go into the temple, and I talk to the rabbi, and it's a conservative temple, a little higher up the line. And I told him the story, and I says, I want to go through an Orthodox conversion. My father was like, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. I says, I'm not proving anything to anybody. I says, I'm doing this to satisfy in my mind that if somebody does something like that again, I'm going to lay the shit on them hot and heavy. Well, here I go to Morristown, New Jersey, to the Rabbinical College. This is where they teach the rabbis. And I go through what they call the mikveh. It's the ritual bath. I'm questioned by 3 Orthodox rabbis, and I have to have what they call a ritual circumcision. They draw a drop of blood from the penis. And of course, by doing that, they also see that you've been circumcised beforehand. And my father was like, oh, well, now in 13 years, we have to have a bar mitzvah for you. And I says, not happening. Not happening. Don't go there. I says, I'm good with it. So everybody asks me, so you're Jewish? I said, yeah, twice.
And how long ago was that? How long ago did you convert from? I presume, were you Catholic or were you?
Yeah.
You were Catholic.
My father was devout Catholic. Sunday mass every Sunday, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Mm-hmm.
Baptism, communion, confirmation, the whole ball of wax. Saturday confessional, Sunday mass, take the communion, everything. Well, my parents divorced when I was 13. I found out my mother was Protestant, not Catholic.
Okay.
Well, my father says, he says, well, what are you doing Sunday? I says, well, I have a date. I'm going out. And he says, what do you mean you're going out? I says, well, I met a girl. I says, and we're going on a date. Oh, well, tell me a little bit about her. So I told, he says, oh, she's Jewish? I said, yeah. He says, go out with somebody your own kind. I says, what, I should go out with a guy? And he pulled his fist up as if he was going to hit me. And I said, if you do that, you're going to go to jail. I says, because mommy's going to lock your ass up. So he put his hands down.
I'll have to stop you again. Someone has went and done something again. Johnny, Swedish Scrapper, thank you very much. I appreciate that, but you don't need to do that. But again, Happy St. Patrick's Day to Johnny, Swedish Scrapper, and another good scrapper out there, guys. If you haven't got them, you should have them. Cheers and sláinte, as we'd say in Ireland, to your health.
Salute.
Now, continue on.
Here's another one. Here's another one. A cheer. In Farsi. Bisalamati.
Oh, what does that mean?
To your health. Bisalamati.
Yeah, sláinte is what we say.
Yeah. So I says, he says to me, he says, well, you know, he says, if you're going to marry somebody, he says, marry a Catholic girl like I did. And then I threw it right back at him. I says, no, you didn't. What do you mean? I said, Mommy's Protestant. She's not Catholic. Oh, that's the same thing. I says, no, it's not. He says, who told you that? I says, I got that right from the horse's mouth. I said, Mommy told me. Oh, he turned.
So he couldn't say. Yeah, but sure. Back in the back then, like even in Ireland, like if a Catholic married a Protestant, or if a Catholic married a divorcee, or and they were exercised from the family. They weren't part of the families anymore if they'd done that.
Well, that's basically what my father did to me.
Yeah.
He didn't turn his back on me, but he basically shut me down.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it was like if you went against the Catholic religion, it was like, you're showing me up against the church, and the priests will be on about me, and they'll be on about you, and that sort of thing. Like, and that's why young people here in Ireland now don't really go to church or don't do anything, because it was just forced down your throat. You had no choice on it.
It was shoved down my throat. My parents, like I said, I was divorced. My parents divorced when I was 13. So my father had, by court decree, visitation rights. So every Sunday, from my 13th to my 18th birthday, I had to go to his place and spend the afternoons with him. Every day he'd pick me up. Every Sunday he'd pick me up, and he'd get in the car and he'd look at me and he says, "You go to church?" And I'd say, "Yeah, I did." His next statement was, "Why are you lying to me?"
Yeah. We used to be asked about the sermon, like when you come home from church, you'd be asked. Now my parents are still alive and they didn't force religion on us. Like they told us to go to church on a Sunday or whatever. And once we got to 18, it was our choice once we became adults or whatever. But even when we were younger, they knew well we didn't go to church half the time. Sure, you go down to church and you'd leave halfway through and you go down the town to meet your friends. Yeah. And then when you'd come home, they go, what was the sermon the priest gave today? Yeah. And you'd have to make sure you checked with someone in town who did go to the whole mass. And you go, what was the priest talking about today? And you go, oh, he was on about cheating, husbands beating their wives or something like that, and shouldn't be doing this sort of carry on. You go home, oh yeah, he was on about that, and
yeah. So every Sunday I had that same thing hit me. Did you go to church? Yeah. Why are you lying to me? So finally one Sunday, my mother tries to wake me up. She says, "You better get up and go to church." I said, "I'm not going." "Oh, your father's going to be mad." I said, "I don't care." She knew the story. I said, "He keeps telling me I'm lying to him." So I says, at least this point, I'll tell him. He asked me. So I get in the car and he says, "Do you go to church today?" I'm looking straight in the face. I said, "Nope." He never asked me again.
Yeah. No, I stopped going to church once I got to, I'd say, 16. I just stopped going. It wasn't for me. Religion in general is not for me. I'm not going to say you're wrong for believing in this or you're wrong for not believing.
You believe, I believe what I believe.
Yeah.
God's still where God belongs, right there. Yeah. And I can pray to God just by closing my eyes here in front of this computer.
Yeah.
And it's all good for me.
Yeah, you don't need to go to a church to do it, like.
That's right.
Yeah, but I'll just say a few hi to a few people that came in. Let me see, who did I see coming in? Carry On Jeff and John came in. Park Ness came in. Let me see, I said Johnny 5, I think. John Ladd came in.
I think everybody's listening to the story.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story about it. Just goes to show back in the the 70s, the 80s, and stuff like that. How religion was like ruled people's lives. People had to live their life by religion, and that was it.
Yeah, and the thing is that my father had a very strong opinion on going to church. You know, it was his responsibility to go, and he went. You know, he didn't accept the divorce. My mother didn't get a divorce in the U.S. She had to go to Mexico. And she flew down to Mexico. She spent 2 nights and 3 days in Mexico. She declared herself a citizen of Mexico at the time.
Yeah.
And they went to court, and the judge approved the divorce. And that was acceptable in the United States. My mother comes home from Mexico. She goes to the lawyer. The lawyer submits this to the courts. Done. But my father never even had a conversation with another woman in private until after my mother died. In his eyes, he was still married to her.
Married to her.
Otherwise.
Okay.
As soon as he knew my mother was dead, he had to see the newspaper article stating that she had passed before he would go out. And I mean, within 2 days, he had a girlfriend. You know, who figures? So
yeah, but in his eyes, he was still married, so he couldn't do that because then it'd be against his religion.
The sad thing is, you know, for the longest time, I thought my father was an asshole. I hated the man because of what he did. He used my sister as a punching bag.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's like I didn't know this until after my mother had passed. My father was well on into his, you know, he passed away at 80 years old, but he was ill
for a while
later on in the 70s. And you know, I called him up one day from New Jersey, and I just, you know, the only thing I said to him, I says, I just wanted to tell you that I love you. That was it. That's all I said to him. I said, I'm going to say goodbye now. And I hung up, and that was the end of it. But I got refreshed from getting that off my shoulders.
Yeah. You got to say it before it was too late.
Yeah. Well, on his 75th birthday, my sister and I flew out to New Mexico where he was living, and we surprised him for his 75th birthday. And at that visit to his place, he looked me straight in the face and he told me, he says, it doesn't matter what religion you are. He said, there's only one God. I took that to mean that he forgave me for what I did in his eyes.
Yeah.
But yet he didn't.
Yeah. It was like, you can be whatever you want, but there's still, my God is the right God. You know?
Hey, it doesn't matter. I can pray to the porcelain god and be happy.
Yeah. Whatever gets you through the day, isn't it? It's whatever gets people through the day. As simple as it's whatever gets people through the day. So you've had a very interesting life to go from Catholic to Jewish.
Yeah.
And no, I don't know much about being a Jewish person. Is there much change in your life? As in, do you have different things you have to do?
Well, the biggest thing is that you can't have pork. You have to have kosher pork.
Okay.
And there's no such thing as kosher pork. So
no pork.
Do I eat bacon? Yes. Do I eat pork? Yes. Do I like ham steaks? Yes. Lamb chops? No problem. Pork chops? You got it. Cheeseburgers? Definitely.
Let's carry on. Jeff and John said, always believe in yourself. That's what you want to do first.
That's it. You know, there's only one person in the world you have to please.
Yeah.
And you look at that person every morning in the mirror. Beyond that, don't sit there and carry it on your shoulders that person is upset with me or they don't like what I did. That's their problem, not yours.
No, there's the phone. Guys, the link is out there if anyone else wants to come up. I say tonight is a St. Patrick's Day one, so I'm not really doing any scrapping out or anything like that. So you can come up and talk about whatever we want. It's an open forum.
County mailing service. Not at the moment, but if you leave your name, number, and brief message,
that's my brother-in-law calling.
I get you, gal, out getting something green. Hi, happy St. Patrick's Day.
I'll call him back later.
Yeah, you can tell him we all heard him saying Happy St. Patrick's Day on YouTube.
So, I'll tell you, the YouTube family is enjoyable.
Yeah, but you get to see different aspects of people's lives and stuff like that, and as I said, I never knew you were Jewish until you told me tonight.
Yeah. Now here's another funny thing. My wife and I went for the schooling before we got married. And then I spoke to her father and mother about marrying their daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother-in-law looks at me and she says, what do we do about the religion? I told her, I says, there's two choices. I either marry your daughter or I don't marry your daughter. But nobody's going to tell me that I have to convert.
Yeah.
In order to do so. I said, if I choose to convert, it's my decision and mine alone. No one else's.
No one's going to make it.
She didn't like that. She didn't like that. We had a nice big manila envelope with all the documents in it, and I pushed that across the kitchen table to her, and I said, there's something in there I'd like both of you to see. They opened the envelope, and they saw the documents that I had converted, and they fell off the chairs, literally fell off the chairs. They were stunned that I would do that. I said, this wasn't done for you, and it wasn't done for her. It was done for any children we may have down the road to make their life just a little bit easier with the Catholic Irish name.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
None of the kids have had any issues.
And did your kids? You said they went to Israel and that, and you said they're married. Your kids are they?
My two oldest are married.
And did they marry Jewish or?
My oldest son married a Catholic girl.
Yeah.
They have one child. They're bringing him up Catholic, but they're teaching him both religions.
And then he can decide himself when he gets older.
When he's old enough, he can decide for himself. But until he's old enough, he's being brought up Catholic. My second oldest son, who married the Jewish girl, has two daughters, and they are following the religion to the degree that they're following it. But, to say, but they put up a tree. It's a Hanukkah bush. It's not a Christmas tree.
Oh, that's right. In Jewish, you don't. Yeah, Christmas is Hanukkah. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Hanukkah. I know that from Friends, watching Friends.
Jeff and John, have one for me. I'll stick with the beer.
Yeah. I was going to say there, seen someone going in crypto. That was it. Crypto. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
So, I don't think anybody else wants to come up. They'd rather listen.
Yeah, I know, but it's a very interesting story. Like your life has been interesting.
Everyone's life is interesting to someone.
To someone, yeah, I suppose, yeah. It's everyone thinks their life isn't that interesting, but then when they tell other people, the other people go, "Oh, you've had an interesting life."
Yeah. One of the things my father and I did after my parents divorced, my father, he worked for New York City Transit Authority, and he would get 4 weeks vacation every year. Now, before they were divorced, there were two places we'd go on vacation. Red Bank, New Jersey, to visit my father's side of the family, or Red Hook, New York, to visit my mother's side of the family. That was it. That was vacation. My parents divorced. My father says, I've got 4 weeks vacation. Where would you like to go? I said, Red Bank or Red Hook? Where? He says, no. He says, we'll go other places. I said, where? We open up the Atlas of the United States, or North America. And he says, I've been here. And I says, well, how come we haven't? As a family. I come to find out that my mother didn't want to travel. And that's why.
So that's why.
That was it. Yeah. So it wasn't my father who didn't want to go. It was my mom.
Yeah. Hazy days. Happy St. Patrick's to you.
Hazy days. So the first summer we took a 4-week vacation. We went to Yellowstone National Park. I made contact with a bear.
Oh, you've been attacked by a bear.
I got bit trying to feed them out the window of the car. They don't like hard-boiled eggs. I found that out.
What made you try to feed a bear out the window of a car in the first place?
Oh, you want to feed the bears? Yeah. Get something out of the cooler. So what was there? Hard-boiled egg. I peeled it quick, put it in my hand out the window. Bear comes up, sniffs the egg, turns away. My father's at the front of the car taking movie film. The bear turns his head back around and grabs my arm. And I'm screaming out, he's got me, he's got me, he's got me. When I reviewed the film that my father was taking, all you see is the camera shaking, a boom, and then everything backs up again. My father ran forward, kicked the bear in the butt. Ran back. The bear let go, looked at him, got down and wandered off. And I'm like this, with the hard-boiled egg still in my hand. I didn't let go of that egg. I says, well, if he didn't want it, he ain't going to get it.
What age were you then?
15. 15. I have the receipt from the Yellowstone Park Hospital for the 2 stitches I got.
You were lucky he didn't take the hand off you.
Oh, he could have ripped my arm off.
Yeah.
His claws, no exaggeration, his claws were as long as my finger is. Just his claw. And then his toes beyond that. I was like,
you have really had a very interesting life.
Oh, but we traveled the U.S. 5 years in a row. Every summer for 4 weeks. I've seen the entire United States, Canada across from east to west, and the northern end of Mexico with my father. And he never thought that I enjoyed these trips. He says, you didn't like that stuff. And I was like, why do I still have the photo albums that I took when I was a kid with him? They're still in my dresser drawer.
Yeah, where you went around traveling to all these different places.
In 1993, I took my family on a 3.5-week vacation across country to do one of those trips with my family to show them this is what I enjoyed with my dad. And they had a blast. They had a blast.
Oh no! When I traveled, when I started traveling was 2013. I spent a month traveling around America there, and it's an amazing place, especially the mid part of America. I would say it's just so much to do out in that sort of natural beauties, places to go and parks and Grand Canyon and stuff like that. It was just amazing.
Grand Canyon I've seen 7 times. Yeah. Yellowstone 5 times. Glacier National Park 4 times.
Yeah. Now I plan on going to give them to America. And I plan on you can rent like a cabin or a tent down at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Yeah. I plan on doing that. I want to do that. Go to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
You take the horses or the burros that was down.
Take the horses, I think.
Yep.
I plan on doing that. We just didn't have time to do that when we were there the last time because we were traveling across America, so we didn't spend too long in any one spot. You
leave yourself a note that when you make this trip, if you're going to start out on the East Coast.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I went. If I only 2 years ago, I stayed in New Jersey. I was staying in New Jersey 2 years ago. If I hadn't met you at the time, if I knew that, we would have met up for a drink.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was over there 2 years ago, and I stayed in New Jersey. Actually, I have a guy in the basement who was over in New Jersey. Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago as well? And he was in New York and he was in Boston. Mr. Hazy Days.
Hey, Hazy.
No sound, Hazy. No sound.
Plug it in. See, he's got to be careful because I can partially read lips too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, my mother was deaf, completely deaf in one ear.
No sound, Hazy. You'll have to probably go back out and come back in, I'd say.
She was completely deaf in one ear, but could hear with a hearing aid in the other ear. And she would always tell me.
Hey, I think we've sound.
Yeah, she'd always say, there we go.
Is that better?
Yes, sir.
That is a lot better. Happy
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day to you, sir.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. That's why I've come on. I just literally run to the shop and got a couple of cans of Guinness just so I can have a Guinness brew on Paddy's Day.
Oh, is that the can with the little plastic ball on the bottom?
Yeah, there's a widget that you can hear it knocking about.
Of
Yeah,
course.
But apparently, when you pour this, it's just like draft.
Yeah, it gives
We'll
a nice
see.
head.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Remember, you go
We're
just
all, we're all watching you.
stop and
We're
let it
watching
come
you
up.
pour this Guinness now. Okay.
Look,
Stop
I'm like
here
a
now.
professional. Look at that.
Wow, that's
How
beautiful.
long should it take to settle?
About 90 seconds, I think it is. No, is it
90
no.
seconds. Well, you can get that fucking camera off me for a second. I don't want 90 seconds of watching fucking paint dry.
Hey, listen, that's almost as bad as watching the grass grow.
Exactly. Exactly.
When were you in America? We're just on about America there. You were in America, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
It'll be 2 years this summer. Well, when
And
I
you stayed out in New Jersey, didn't you?
I stayed in Jersey City.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jersey
right.
City, yeah.
Better you than me.
Yeah, it was. I felt like I was actually in America.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
ghetto.
Like, yeah, it was a little bit ghetto. I was staying just off. What was the name of it? Christopher Columbus Drive, is it?
Mhm.
It's like a long road that runs straight through Jersey City. I was on just off one of the turnoffs off there.
Yeah, I was in
It was
Jersey.
amazing. The place
I
is
was in
amazing.
Hoboken, I think it was. Hoboken, is it?
Hoboken.
It's
Yeah.
just next to Hoboken. It's not far from
Yeah.
Hoboken.
Hoboken
Yeah.
has turned around. They have
Yeah.
some very expensive housing.
Yeah, it's gone very upper class.
Yes, some ritzy people.
Cheers.
Hey, Sláinte.
So,
Have you got a glass of the black stuff?
I have whiskey.
and I've got Smittix.
I'm on the
Cheers.
Jameson cold brew.
Oh, what's that like?
It's lovely. It's got coffee in it. It's like a coffee taste,
Yeah,
and it's really nice.
nice. I've never even knew that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hoboken used to be a real rough place, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
That's where the likes of Joey Diaz grew up, and like Mike Tyson and used to knock the ball in all those places.
Yeah, I think a lot of Irish gangsters used to hang around there back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah, that they shot each other though.
Yeah, they decided to take on. I think they took on the Italian mafia for a while, and there was a lot of killings going on out there.
Well, the Italians have the mafia, but you know that the Jewish people have their own little thing going on.
But they have their own version.
Yeah, it's called the Kosher Nostra.
Of course, yeah.
I thought it was called the United States of America. Anyway, you guys run the fucking place, don't you?
How was lockdown treating you, Hazy?
It's slowly fucking sucking the soul out of me, to be honest.
But I think you're reopening, aren't you, in Wales? A lot of stuff.
Well, I'm not going to get my hopes up because they said we were going to have Christmas, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, and then last minute they sprung it on us that everything's being locked down. So I don't listen to a word they're fucking saying.
So
The kids are back in school, which is
who sent
What?
you the license plate from Massachusetts?
I actually got that from Massachusetts. I was in Massachusetts when a friend gave it to me.
Took it right off the car you were driving, or what?
That was his car. Joe, I don't know if you know Joe DIY, but he gave me I think I had the front and Drive Shaft Drew had the back.
Yeah. Hazy's a few videos up there when he drove up to Massachusetts and where he managed to hit the curb as soon as he
Yeah,
arrived.
in Worcester, Massachusetts. I drove from New York to Massachusetts with my
Trying to
family.
keep it on the right side of the line, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it was what it was. As I took this bend, the corner sort of like it's like a slow turn. So I overshot it and had to come back in a bit. But there was a big jagged fucking. The curves are about that high.
Oh
for
yeah,
one,
yeah.
you know. So it's like hitting a small wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, curbs are very high out in Europe.
Yeah, but this
out in
particular
America.
one had a big jagged edge on it.
Ah,
So as I've come round, the back wheel smashed it and fucking nearly ripped the wheel off.
tore it up a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guys you could go to visit had to go and change the wheels and everything.
Yeah, so I turned up at Dizzy's with a flat tire and some work for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hit it, and the car started beeping, saying, "Fucking no air pressure, no air pressure."
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! You know you're in trouble when the car's telling you there's something wrong.
Yeah. When the car is talking to you.
Yeah.
How's that Guinness tasting, Hazy?
Delicious. It's not cold enough yet, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
What do they say? 37 degrees, I think it should be at.
Yeah, I was going to go. What I should have done is went to the garage and paid a little bit extra and got them out of the fridge. But I got Lidl's right at the end of my street. And I
Eric's
just bought
Mars.
the Lidl's.
Oh, do Lidl sell Guinness? Do they over there?
Yeah, occasionally they got them. I think it was $4.50 for 4 cans.
Yeah, that's the stuff that they had to bootleg into the country.
Well, Guinness at the moment in Ireland are not making any barrels of Guinness. They're only making cans because the government won't let them make barrels because they want to make sure that people aren't doing the little shebeen pubs, which is the pub in the back garden that they. So they're making sure Guinness can't supply them with any barrels.
Well, that's nonsense, isn't it? Because if you've got a barrel, you just sell cans instead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nonsense. That is. Oh, okay. I won't have anyone round. They've stopped selling barrels.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Damn, they done me.
I've not had a Guinness to date.
Oh.
But when I do, it's going to be out of a bottle.
Yeah. Hey, Hazy, when they do, you're going to have to come to Ireland. When you're allowed to travel, you have to come to Ireland and get a real Guinness in the storehouse in Dublin. Well,
I don't know if you remember me saying, but that was part of my plan before lockdown.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When lockdown is lifted, now you're going to have to do this.
I had a plan. I was going to go to 5 places. I was going to go to Italy for a pizza. I was going to go to Ireland for a Guinness. I was going to go to Scotland for a whiskey. I was going to go to Amsterdam for a little smoke.
No, I thought you were going to go to Amsterdam for something else.
Whatever.
Yeah, and then I was going to go. Where was I going to go? Where was the 3rd place? The 5th place?
Mexico for a hit.
Yeah, Colombia. I was going to go to Colombia for some Peruvian white flake.
See, over here, we have Ryanair in Europe. They're an Irish airline, but they do very cheap flights. So you can get a flight for £9, so you can't Jordan. Sometimes you might get a flight for £5. Depends what they're doing to someplace in Europe.
That's what I've done, and it's tricky to get the flight back at the same price. That's where they get you.
Yeah. But if over 250 back.
But that's basically what it is. But I managed to work it out just before lockdown. It was going to cost £50 for me and my boy to fly to Italy and back from Bristol, which is it would take me an hour to get to Bristol, and I would have had 8 hours in Italy, and then fly back. It was the perfect time. I couldn't have timed it any better. But my missus wasn't happy about me taking the boy on my own and not her. So we had a bit of an argument, and I didn't end up doing it. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a video of just going to Italy purely for a pizza. We were going to go there, have a pizza, and jump on a fucking plane and come back.
And back again.
Hey,
and you'd have to send it for a Guinness into Dublin.
That's something you should do regardless, because your son will remember that for the rest of his life.
I know. I should have just done it.
He'll tell stories.
I remember the time my dad took me to Italy and we just had a pizza. And
I should have just done it because it was going to be one of those surprise things where I just picked him up from school and said, "Come on, we're going somewhere." And I just took him to the airport. I should have done it. I know I should have, but
hopefully now once the things, it'll be probably next year. I'd say if everything gets back where you're able to travel properly again. But hopefully then we'll get some traveling done again.
Yeah. Well, I'm currently saving up for I want to try and get myself a Volkswagen Transporter, so I can turn it into like a day van, so we can go camping.
Right, camper thing. Yeah. I just want to say hi to a few people that came in. Rick Moores came in. Emma came in. Let me see who else coming in. There was someone else coming in there. Crypto said Crazy Ann, Captain Jack are all over from Eways Mike Raid. So, happy St. Patrick's Day to you all, guys. St. Patrick was a shepherd from Wales, in case everyone was wondering. So
Was he?
Hazy, you get to see. Yeah, that's where he came from originally. He was a slave, a shepherd slave, and he was taken from Wales to Ireland by some.
Are you telling me the Welsh were enslaved?
Yes, no. Well, there were, yes.
Oh, right, that's it. I'm hashtagging Welsh Lives Matter. That's it.
But so St. Patrick, who is he's Welsh originally, but he came over and turned all those pagans in Ireland from pagans into Christians. So that's what he looks like, in case people are wondering. That's what St. Patrick looked like.
Are you showing us a T-shirt, or are you showing us what's behind you?
That's what's behind me. I'm letting you see through me.
Yeah, okay. I was just checking that you wasn't showing us something on a
Hey,
T-shirt.
Irish, I think a lot of
No,
people.
I had up my green top. I can't put anything green on because I have the green screen. So
Yeah.
Irish, I think a lot of people see through you.
no.
Ooh.
Oh.
You gotta
Ooh.
be careful what you say, because something might come back to haunt you.
Listen, Irish is genuine. I've met him in person.
Yeah, well, I met Hazy, and he came out of his way, never met me before in his life, came down, met me in Wales, brought me to pick up my car at the place, spent hours there because it took them forever to do the paperwork. I'd never seen that.
Oh, yeah, we were there for a while.
We were there for a while with this car, took it for test drives, and then went for a few drinks, and then I had to get the ferry back, so I couldn't stay. But it never having met me before, came and looked after me and brought me around the place and showed me some of the places in.
Well, that's what us Welsh are like, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. As soon as the flights are allowed to fly again, you go down to Bristol. You get a flight to the airport, which is about a half an hour from me here, and we look after you.
I'm sure I'll make that trip one day.
He's going to do that for me when my wife and I decide to come over to England and the UK and tour around for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do it. You should do it.
Yeah.
I can't help but look at that pile of paperwork behind you. What the fuck is that?
All of that,
What is that?
that's from my business, all the different mailings that I've done for people. That's a work order.
Holy shit, that's a lot of paperwork.
It's just a work order.
Oh yeah. Are they all empty? Are they all filled in?
No, that's all the different things. I can just circle it and know what the customer wants. And then
Yeah.
The other items that I have to put down, I have to write down what they specify they want done.
Paul Shartall, I think I've seen coming in. Paul, another Irishman. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Paul.
I gotta get it. Jack, do me a favor. Go grab me a can out of the fridge, please.
A full one,
Yeah, don't drink it on the way up, Jack.
unopened.
Guinness.
Unopened.
Actually, bring two up.
Yeah, one for each hand.
Yeah, they're going down really nice.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've drunk through the week since Christmas.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't usually drink during the week, but because it was St. Patrick's Day and I'm Irish,
Yeah.
if I didn't drink, we something happens was bad the next day, so we have no choice.
Yeah, of course. And because I'm so close to Ireland, I got to drink too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you were doing a show, so it makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's just
Don't want to tempt fate.
everybody is Irish on St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
whether they like it or not.
Yeah, it's the one time you can go. It's an excuse to go drinking in the middle of the week. What will I say? Oh, I'm telling them I'm Irish. I can go drinking on St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
Yeah.
One of the standing jokes over here is what's a 7-course Irish meal?
6 Guinnesses and a potato.
Yeah.
Well, 6-pack and a baked potato.
Yeah. It's a good joke.
I have another one for you. What's the difference between an Irish funeral and an Irish wedding?
There's more.
Remember.
The dude is more awake when he's dead.
No, there's one less drunk at a funeral.
Oh yeah.
I knew some of that.
Yeah. The only thing bad about going to a funeral or being the recipient at the funeral, you don't get to taste the food.
I went to a funeral year before, because of COVID, wasn't it? It was an old lady, an old friend of the family, and the food was unbelievable. The best food I've ever had at a funeral in my life, I swear to God. The spread was unbelievable, and there wasn't many people there either, so you could eat as much as you wanted.
What dog you take it home with you?
I was going to do a video, an all-you-can-eat video, but I thought I didn't think it was appropriate.
Bruce Napier, welcome in. Bruce, thanks for dropping
Hey, Bruce.
in. But Yeah, it's amazing the amount of Irish, how Ireland has spread so far over the world, and how every country nearly celebrates St. Patrick's in some part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Well,
just
New York City, I think they just said 257 years of celebrating St. Patrick's Day, having the parade. Last year was the first year they did not have one.
yeah.
I was New York.
Like even in Chicago do turn the river green, and Statue of Liberty goes green, and even the London Eye went green last year. And
Statue of Liberty is already green.
What?
The Statue of Liberty is already green.
Well, yeah, but they put actually more green, brighter green.
Some of that copper.
Us scrappers would love to get hold of this Statue of Liberty. A lot of copper in there.
Oh, yeah.
Copper prices are high at the moment.
Yeah.
How much do you think it's worth in scrap?
Oh God,
$8 or $9. Oh, there's got to be thousands of dollars in copper.
Irish whiskey paranormal. I'm on the Jameson tonight.
Yeah, I don't think that stuff goes good with M&Ms.
No.
Now that's an idea. We should get some M&Ms and kind of like try to infuse a little bit of something into them.
Like, did you ever see the videos where people put the Skittles into vodka and they turn the vodka into Skittle flavors?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But the whiskey's grand now, but it won't be too good in the morning when my alarm clock is going off for work at 6:30 in the morning. So Hazy, how are things with you? What's the story with your music? Any album coming yet?
I'm writing a lot more than I have done in the last year. I've written a few new things. I'm setting up all my system here, so I got my keyboard or everything plugged in. So I'm sort of getting my studio arranged. I've just finished building myself a guitar, so that took up a lot of time. So I don't know if you've seen it. Did you see this?
I did, yeah.
This one?
Yeah, I think you have a video up on that, don't you?
Yeah, it's I can't believe I made this.
Hey, it looks really, really good.
It's unbelievable.
It's your first one. Usually you do what, like 3-string guitars, isn't it? And
yeah. Normally I build 3-string guitars like this. I built this one last week.
Yeah.
So normally I'll
make it bigger so people can see what you're showing us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, generally, normally this is how I started building guitars, by building cigar box guitars like this.
Oh, that's nice.
So this is just acoustic. No, it's not in tune. But this is a gift for somebody. I'm going to give this to somebody as a gift. Nice. But this one, this is the real deal. It's unbelievable. How I built this, I got a pen and paper. I drew it on a bit of paper, cut around the paper, glued the paper to some wood, cut around the wood, made a template of the neck, got the wood and everything. I fretted it all. I've done everything myself. I
remember you started that. Was it over a year ago you started that?
Started building it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was just before lockdown, and then lockdown happened.
You starting that. Yeah.
Yeah, then lockdown happened. Look, it's all scrap wood. All this, all the body, the neck. I bought it's African mahogany, the neck, and the fretboard is sapele. So I bought the neck, because you can't fuck about with the necks. There's a truss rod running through it as well. Yeah. That's where the hole up there is.
Yeah.
But even this was an M8 bolt, this thing, and I filed it down and made a string tree.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's all handmade. Like it sounds amazing. I've basically molded off a Les Paul, and then just designed it myself. So
it's amazing, like how you can do something where, as you said, it wasn't that you've been making guitars all your life or anything like that. You just decided one day to start making little guitars, like the box guitars, cigar box guitars, and go from there.
It's funny actually. It's funny how I got building them, because about 3 months before I started, I was watching something come up on my YouTube about luthiers. I thought that's a weird. I've never heard that word before. and I didn't know what it meant, and it just means someone who builds guitars. That's what a guitar builder is called, is a luthier. So I watched the video and I started watching it, thinking, "Oh, this is pretty interesting." Because I've played guitar for 30 years, but never ever thought about any aspect of the guitar. You know what I mean? I just tune it in, put strings on it, and that's it.
Sure.
But yeah, so I was watching some videos about building guitars. What's the saying? Yeah. So I was watching some videos about building guitars, and then my uncle put a message on Facebook asking if anybody had any old guitar bits, because he was going to make a cigar box guitar. And I had some bits, but when I read it, I didn't understand exactly what he meant. I thought he was going to make a box for his cigars that looked like a guitar. That's what I thought he meant. So I messaged him saying, "Yeah, I got some bits." I gathered them together, went and seen him. When he explained what he was doing, I thought, "Oh, that's the," because I didn't even know what a cigar box guitar was. Never heard of one. I thought that's a good idea. Started watching some videos. Next day, I had to buy my own bits to build one.
Giving your other ones away.
Because I'd given all mine away. So, see, in my workshop, I haven't got my first one yet. So I built one myself. Then I was playing her on some shows, on Grant's show and Grant Hubbard, and a few live shows on here. And then people were asking if I could build them for him. You know, it was, and that's how it started. It was unbelievable. And then I started raffling them because I wanted to raise money to get to America, and the raffles were going amazing. I think I've sent 9 all around the world. You know. Yeah, so that helped fund my American trip, and I've just been building them ever since, and watching, and educating myself to the point where I've built this. You know, like it's unbelievable.
To go from never having built one before to be able to do that in a couple of years.
Yeah, in 2 years.
And someday that guitar might be worth millions of dollars.
Well, I hope so. If I'm ever going to be worth anything, it's going to be when I'm dead.
Yeah, your kids will get the benefit of it.
Well, his grandkids.
Yeah,
they'll get the benefit of it.
My music is not getting the recognition I think it deserves, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah. No, I like your music. It's very it's music like that. You can tell it's real. It's not manufactured, as in it's actually what's going on at the time in your life or whatever.
The time I wrote it made sense, you know. Yeah, because sometimes I write a song and it sounds amazing. I'm like, this is, I can't even believe I wrote it. And then a few years later, I'll listen to it and I'll think, and it'll start making sense to me. I realize what I was actually saying. And half the time,
needed time to sink in.
Yeah, half the time I'm sort of talking to myself, you know, because it's like when I write music, it's to help me. It's not for nobody else. It's for me. It's helped me sort my shit out. And then if it helps other people, that's a fucking bonus. Yeah. You know? And it do help other people. So
yeah.
And if you can make money off of it, that's a double bonus.
Yeah. Well, he had his own albums out. He sold all his albums he printed.
Yeah, I've got my own album. It's you can get it on Spotify or wherever you get your music.
I have it actually in my car.
I made 100 copies. If I'm
feeling a bit down, I do put it on.
If you are?
If I'm feeling a bit down, I put it on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely not something you stick on at a party.
No.
You know? Yeah. It's not. It's this. I like to think of it as thinkers' music.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's if you need time to think about something, you put that on in the background.
Yeah. Which is exactly where it needs to be. You're like I'm not. I would never expect anyone to be at a party saying, "Oh, play some Hazy Days," you know, get this place fucking pumping, because that ain't what I do.
Yeah.
You know, you're better off probably smoking a fatty, sitting back on your own, and just dim the lights and have a listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to when you get the second album out. You know? Yeah,
me too. It's been 2 years. It's just the 2-year anniversary of that, and I've done it all myself. I made all this myself. I printed everything, done all the artwork, done every single aspect of it myself.
Yeah.
Every CD, I signed everyone that wanted to be signed, and it's a massive achievement, that is, for me. It's called Me, My Soul, and Six Strings. It's available everywhere.
On all good music platforms.
Yeah, on all of them. I don't think there's one it's not on. It's on Deezer. It's on all of them.
Yeah.
Amazon. All of them.
Spotify. Apple Music.
Yeah.
There you go.
Google Music. All of them.
Yeah.
I've written spoof songs. Parkness, I didn't know you was a songwriter.
It's amazing amount of that's the good thing about that's one of the benefits of YouTube is you can get your skills out there. You can show the world what you mightn't get everyone to come in and watch it, but it is out there for billions of people to watch. And all it takes is one person someday to see something that you've done, and they might have loads of people following them, and they decide to share it out. And if you're overnight, you're gone from nothing to huge. You know?
Yeah, as long as you're doing what you're doing. And you're doing it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, all it takes now is someone we say that finds your music, comes across your music, and they have a lot of followers on YouTube or something. And they say, "Oh, I found this new music. Check this guy out." And overnight, you could go like huge in music. You know, that's
or
the
somebody
thing
might
about music,
listen to one of my songs and think, "Oh, I want to put that in a film or something." You know, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the way I look at YouTube to become a success, I think you've either got to be exceptionally brilliant.
Or lucky.
Or exceptionally fucking terrible.
Yeah, if you're normal,
you know what I mean?
With it.
Everything in the middle.
You're normal.
You could be exceptionally lucky too, and just hit it on the right day.
Everything in the middle just flows, and you get some traffic. But if you're either end of that, you're gonna get fucking millions of views.
Yeah, you're either so bad that people look at you to go, "Oh my god, how bad is this?"
Yeah, I gotta show someone this.
Yeah, or you're really good and they go, "Oh, you have to see this guy. He is brilliant." But
if you're middle of the road,
you just gotta flow. Like you're like the river. And on the compact, you're just slowly moving along.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. You know?
Yeah. So you want to be at the waterfall.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but that's the way I look at it.
Or the rapids. You want to go down the rapids.
Yeah.
So you do. So Irish whiskey phenomenal. Drinks whiskey. I drink whiskey and talk to dead people. Well, usually when I drink whiskey, I have nightmares anyhow for definite at the end of the night.
That's all his relatives come back to haunt them.
It's usually next day after I have the nightmares, because if I drink whiskey when I'm out and I keep drinking it all night, I'll either do something stupid or next day I'm dreading. I get that, you get that where you go, the horrors when you wake up in the morning, you go, "Oh, what did I do last night?"
Oh yeah, that's nothing worse than
that. And you're walking down the town, and if anyone even looks over at you, you're going, "Oh my god, they're looking at me. I've done something last night. I've done something." And they might even look at you.
I woke up like that so many times.
You look back at them and say, "Your tire I pissed on."
Yeah. Johnny, Sweetest Scrapper, take it easy. I think Bruce popped out as well. Take it easy as well. Thanks for being in.
Sleep well, no nightmares.
Yeah. But it's YouTube. I think is a great. I enjoy YouTube now. Like when I come onto YouTube first, it was kind of just to promote my videos, whatever. But I just enjoy watching and enjoying talking to people now and stuff like that. It's something I enjoy. You know.
Yeah, I've been doing YouTube for fucking 14 years, I think. No.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think I remember seeing one of your older videos that you put up at the very beginning.
The first 12 years of YouTube I didn't even know what a subscriber was.
You know, I logged into YouTube in 2012, and I didn't put a video up until about 5 months ago.
Yeah. I logged into YouTube as soon as it started, as soon as it was invented, and a couple of months later, I put my first video up, and I've been doing it since. You know.
Yeah.
I think I had about 2 years of not putting anything up.
Yeah.
Literally didn't put nothing up for about 2 or 3 years, and then got back into it.
I have Instagram also, and I've never done anything on that.
Oh, I've never done anything on Instagram.
I put quite a lot on Instagram.
Do you? Yeah.
Twitter also. Twitter,
I don't use Twitter. I have used Twitter.
I'm a Twitter account, and it's like
I don't understand Twitter. I
use Twitter every so often. I might just sting out a video that I've done and just throw it up on YouTube or up on Twitter, and that's it. I don't really use it. Twitter's more for. I think Twitter's more business sort of thing, or it's more that than it is a YouTube aid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I use Facebook a bit, but it's mainly YouTube now. I just be on. That's it. And again, there for a while, I kind of had got to a state. You know, when you get that YouTube burnout for a while.
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, I don't want to watch any more videos. I don't want to. And I just started. I went back watching normal television for a while.
You
And then I
need
go,
to
oh, this is absolutely atrocious. I'm going to have to go back to YouTube again.
Yeah, how the fuck do you man? How long do you keep that up for?
About 4 days.
Oh shit, fair dues.
And then
I've tried it. I've tried watching
I
normal
discovered why I
telly.
stopped watching this. It's so depressing, and it's so like it's just
Yeah,
like crap.
it's so manufactured. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. What bothers me with national TV is that these stupid commercials, they do nothing but push medication.
yeah.
Everything over here.
Crypto, take it easy.
And then they start telling you the side effects. And it's like, what the hell are you trying to do? You're trying to tell somebody they're going to die if they buy your drugs?
That's the thing. Like, when I was in America, like, do you ever watch the television in America when you were over there? And they keep saying they advertise a drug and they go, "Oh, this drug," and this big ad about. And then at the end, side effects maybe, and there's a big list. You manage reading off side effects for about 5 minutes, and you're here like, who'd ever buy that?
Yeah. No, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't watch no TV. I don't think when I was in America.
I did when I come back from the pub late at night. I just switch on the TV in the hotel room, and next thing you'd be watching, you'd be here. Oh my God, who'd ever buy anything like this?
Yeah.
You know. And the other thing I noticed about America is the amount of commercials. Like something would start, and they'd be only on for about 2 minutes, and there'd be a commercial break, and you're here like, it's already just started. Why are you having a break already?
Yeah, and what I do notice with American things is they recap you, like, or a quick recap. Every time they come back, they tell you from the beginning, they recap it as if you're proper retarded.
Yeah, that's the way.
You know?
I think the mentality over here is slow to none.
Yeah, well, it must be because I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're going to tell me that again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right after the next commercial.
Yeah, we're going to the recap just in case you forgot.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch the first recap, here's a recap of the recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing I found about it. But the thing I found about America is it's just so huge. When I was traveling across it, like I didn't think it was as big as it was until you start trying. Like you'd be driving for 8 hours, maybe just constant on a straight road for 8 hours, and you might only see one other car.
Yeah.
In some parts of America, and you're here like, this is absolutely huge, and like you know.
Yeah.
Especially down around Texas area and coming across.
Yeah, well, I was just on the East Coast. Like I didn't go far. I just went from New York to Massachusetts. Yeah. So, you know, I didn't travel a great deal. But I went to Boston. I went from New York to Boston. That was the furthest trip. But it is huge. I mean, the place is just, and everyone I met was just unbelievable. My whole experience.
Everyone was really nice, and everyone was really helpful in that. Like the only place that was really bad was when we landed in San Francisco and we got the taxi in San Francisco, and we didn't know where we were going. And we arrived out of the airport, and we went down to where the taxis pull up, and we said to you, man, we need a taxi to such and such an address. And he goes, how many is there? And we said there's 4. And he looked at the suitcase because we were there for a month, so we loads of stuff with us. And he goes, oh yeah, you need a bigger. It will get you one of the bigger taxis. He said, for your suitcases. Yeah. So next thing, he calls the buck up at the end of the line. He comes up. We load him up and we tell him where we're going. And he went absolutely mental because it was not a word of a lie. It was about 3-minute drive away from the airport, but we didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got $40.
We said, oh, should we walk? He said, I'm not going back to the end of the line now and having to wait again, he said, you know, and all this. And we said, look, we'll tip you. Don't worry about it. We'll give you a nice tip. Don't worry about it. So we arrived at the hotel, and he was going spastic all the way in the car. And I was here like, oh, I'm going to go nuts in a minute if this buck keeps up. Like, there's always so much complaining I can take. And I said, look, we're going to tip you. Shut your mouth and just drive the taxi, I said. And that's all you have to do. I said, you'll get paid. You name your price. I said, as long as it's not like $300, I said, you'll get paid. And he goes, right. We arrived, and it was $20, he said. Yeah. So we threw him $50. And he goes, oh, I don't want a tip. He said, I charge you extra on the 20 to make up for it. We said, keep the $50. Have a good night. You know, and I said there was 4 of us. So it was only an extra $6 each or something like that. And we said, keep it. And actually he said, no, I don't want your bloody money. And he went, no. And we said, just give it back. And we snapped it out of his hand and walked off.
He must have been on a bad day.
He must have had a bad day, but that was the only downside. That was the only person we met that was actually just, you thought this buck is not stable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't meet one person that was out of line. Everyone I met was just fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Seriously.
same as any bars, we went into any shops, any restaurants.
Yeah, as soon as they hear my accent, they wanted to know all about me.
Yeah, exactly. When they heard the accent, they want to know where you were coming from and what you were doing.
Yeah. I love the place.
Mm. Like we traveled from San Francisco over to Las Vegas, went then from Las Vegas down to San Diego. Well, LA first, then down to San Diego, then went across New Mexico all the way up to the Grand Canyon again. Then we went over to Chicago. Then we went from Chicago then up to Buffalo. Then we went from Buffalo down to Washington D.C. And then we went up to New York. We went up to Boston. Then drove past New York up to Boston, and then back down to New York to fly out.
Yeah.
So we
How many years ago? What year was that?
2013.
2013.
Yeah. So we're planning on doing it again. The four of us that were there. We're planning on doing it in 2023 to celebrate 10 years since we've done it. So we're planning on doing something similar. We mightn't do the same. We might this time just go to Chicago and work our way over to New York or whatever. And
have you ever been to New York?
Time in each place, you know.
Yeah.
You
Have you ever been to New York?
I have, yeah. I was in New York. I was in New York the year before last, 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or
19, 18.
yeah, 2019. Yeah.
That's when I was there.
Yeah. You were there in. I was there in May, and you were there in June.
Yeah.
I think, or July.
No, July. I was there in July.
Yeah, I was there in May.
July, and I left the end of July or beginning of August. I was there for 2 weeks.
I went to Chicago first, and we flew into Chicago. We spent 3 days in Chicago. Then we flew from Chicago to New York, and we spent 4 days in New York, and then flew back again.
I spent a week in New York, and it was too long, I think. In New York.
4 days was grand. I was there last time I was there as well in 2013. It was 4 days as well.
It was so hot we couldn't stay out in it, you know.
Yeah.
So we just go into where.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the hottest place I was in America was the Hoover Dam. It was in August, and it was 7 degrees or something like that.
It was 100 and something. We added 100 and something in New York, 105, I think, at one point.
Yeah, it was really, really hot. You know, it was crazy hot.
I seen a video
about America too. We traveled for the 30 days during the summer in August. We traveled all that distance, and we only seen rain 2 days. 1 day in Washington D.C. and 1 day in New York, and that was it.
Yeah, I seen rain twice. When I was in New York, it rained one night, but it was humid and hot rain. You know.
Yeah.
Like me and Jack went out in it, and I just had a vest on. We walked and got some fried chicken in Jersey City, and it was like a thunderstorm.
I hope you didn't go to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No.
Good. Or
Why?
Oh, crappy fried chicken, KFC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When we got to America, it was in the evening. Like we landed about 8 o'clock. So by the time we got to our Airbnb, it was about 9:30 and just getting dark, and we were starving. So me and Jack went out to get some food, and the first thing we came across was fucking McDonald's. So it's like, that'll do. It's late. We don't know where we are. It's dark. You know, it's ghetto. There's gang. You can see gangs everywhere. And there was a homeless dude on the fucking door, opening the door for you, shaking a fucking paper cup. You know what I mean? I was like, Jesus Christ, let's get this boy back to safety. Yeah. First meal in America was fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, but that's the thing about McDonald's. No matter where you go in the world, it's all the same. So, except for India.
Yeah,
I've never been to India.
Over there, it's hot and spicy.
Yeah, well, they don't. The cow is sacred, so you don't get any beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, true.
So I guess that's Tim won't be going over there then.
No.
He doesn't eat vegetables.
Yeah. So if you go there, you get your chicken burgers, and that's about it. But that's the only thing about McDonald's. If you're traveling around, at least you know the food is going to be the same everywhere you go. But you know, that's the only thing. But you were about Jersey City there, and the thing I found about Jersey City was we were in Jersey City for a while as well, and there's a lot of Jamaican food places around, and the food was lovely in them places.
Yeah.
Jamaican restaurants.
I didn't have it. But I had there was a Chinese takeaway, but you could also eat inside. But when we went, we had takeaway. When we got there, it was all Chinese people sat there eating.
Yeah,
so I thought it's a good place. If there's Chinese,
if they eat, it's a good spot.
Yeah. And it was a really nice Chinese. We had fried chicken, pizza. There's burger places.
Be back in a minute.
Just junk food. Just literally junk food. Yeah. I didn't realize that America is like pizzas, burgers.
Oh yeah, it's all fast food. It's all fast food joints. That's what it is. There's no like, that's what I liked about the Jamaican places. They were like kind of more home cooked sort of stuff. Yeah. It was more like home cooking than fast food. Like you'd have to wait a bit longer, but it was like everything was kind of cooked fresh, and it was more not greased up food. And
where we were staying. Now at Airbnb, a couple of doors up on the corner was a a bagel store. They made fresh bagels in the morning.
Yeah.
Like cooked them fresh on site, So every morning we were having breakfast bagels with bacon and egg and everything in there. They were fucking amazing. Amazing.
I'm not a big fan of Chinese food, it wouldn't be my first choice. And my mates know all that, my friends know that, and whenever we're out going anywhere, if we're out abroad and we're all together, they'll always say, "Oh, we'll go for a Chinese or whatever." So we're in London there a couple of years ago, and we're walking up the streets, and like that, I was looking down at my phone doing something, and one of the girls said, "Do you know what? We'll go for a Chinese." And I go, "I fucking hate Chinese," like that. And then she goes, "You might want to finish that sentence." And I looked up, where were we? In the middle of Chinatown. And I wrote out, "I hate fucking Chinese." And then I looked around and go, "Food, I hate Chinese food."
That was one thing I was disappointed in New York. I didn't get to go to Chinatown.
Yeah.
It was one of the things I wanted to do, but I didn't get to do it.
No, I wouldn't be a big fan of the Chinese food. I'm not. It's one I'm not a big fan of. I don't know why. I just never took to it. I like Indian. I like Indian. I like that,
Yeah, I could eat curry every day.
Yeah, I like a nice Indian curry. Yeah, lovely.
In fact, I just had a curry just now.
Go on.
Yeah, chicken madras. I cooked it yesterday.
Oh, I was going to say you made it yourself. You didn't buy it down the shop or down in the Indian.
I made it yesterday, but it's always better the next day, curry.
Yeah. You haven't taken any. Did you watch that thing I told you on Netflix about the boys eating the hot peppers?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Jeez, what was it called? Characters there, wasn't there?
Well, I know a couple of them. Like, what's his name? Fucking hell. It's the bald fella.
Oh, the big YouTuber buck. Is it?
Yeah. So I've been watching him. I haven't watched him for a while, but I've been watching him since he had 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his fucking name?
I can't. I'd have to look it up there now in a minute. I'm gonna Google that now. Actually,
he's the one who endorsed the Tuba Terror. It's his name. Johnny Scoville.
That was it, Johnny Scoville.
Johnny Scoville. Yeah. So I knew him anyway. But some of them on there were fucking beasts. I mean, Johnny Scoville.
See the guy that won it, like he was just like a machine. He was just eating peppers, like they were like sweets to him.
Yeah. I mean, there's something wrong with him.
Yeah, and the guy that the Carolina Reaper, like that was meant to be the hottest pepper at the time, and they had 15 peppers, and they got to stage 7, and he goes, "Now we'll go to the 7th hottest pepper in the world, the Carolina whatever," and everyone looks around and go, "That's the hottest one," and he goes, "Not anymore."
Yeah. Ed Curry, his name is.
Yeah.
Can you believe the guy that
these peppers?
Can you believe the guy that makes those hot peppers? His name's Curry. His second name's Curry.
Yeah.
The chances of that,
Yeah. But you haven't done any of them challenges lately.
No, I haven't. I've done before Christmas. I was doing a few of the eating videos.
I seen you doing the pizzas and doing the
I mean, people do like me doing them
or something, and you had some
people do like me doing them, but I don't know. I mean,
hi Dave.
Dave, happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Yeah, you end up eating some shit that you don't really want to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've still got challenges. I've still got the world's hottest gummy bear I haven't done. I still got the 1 chip challenge. I got 2 of them. I still got a box of those Ed Curry's noodles. Remember the noodles I'd done before and I was being sick and I couldn't eat them? They're the real hottest noodles in the world. They got Carolina Reaper shit in them.
Yeah.
I
Well,
failed.
the one I thought was the best was the chocolate. I thought you were going to collapse that day doing the chocolates.
I thought I was world's hottest chocolate bar. Unbelievable. 12 little tiny squares, and they will fuck you up.
Yeah, I thought you were done.
Yeah. Well,
I was sure you were
12
done.
squares. You got to eat one and then wait a minute till you eat the next one. By the time I got to I think I was on number 9. I was sat there and I was thinking, I'm going to pass out any second. So I stood up and got milk from the fridge. Not because I needed milk, but just because I wanted to know if I could still stand up.
Your blood pressure go up through the roof.
Seriously, because I'm making the video, and whilst I'm making the video, I'm thinking to myself, no one's going to come down because Kate and Jack's upstairs. I tell them to leave me alone if I'm in the kitchen making a video. Don't disturb me. So I would have been here all night, fucking passed out on the floor. But you get endorphin rushes from the chilies when you get to a certain Scoville, you know, because I think it was 13 million Scoville. Where a Carolina Reaper chili is 1.6 to 2.6 million, and I had 13 million Scoville. You know,
that's serious. I'd get I'd start sweating eating a red pepper.
A red pepper, like a bell pepper.
Yeah, I start sweating eating one of them.
Oh yeah, you'd have no chance.
I'd be done. That's why I said I'm never going to do one of them challenges because I know I'd only take this one bite and I'd be gone.
The worst one I done was when I ate the whole Scotch bonnet.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking serious.
The night you had what was your man's name? Up to No Good, was it?
No, that was I done a couple of challenges with him. I done a toe of Satan with him, which a lollipop you got to keep in your mouth for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I kept it in my mouth for 8 minutes, and I could have gone longer, but Up to No Good was like dying next to me.
The sweat was pouring out of him. He'd be like me now. He's no good at that, but he still does them. Like
he still does them. Yeah, it fucks him up though.
Yeah. Like he is ready to collapse, and he still does them. Linny Nash, happy St. Patrick's Day, Linny.
We also done the Definite Challenge together. Yeah.
Where is he now? I haven't seen anything from him for a while.
Yeah, he's okay. I spoke to him.
You too, Lenny. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
He always sends me packages of beer. He sent me a load of cans a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's been a bit down through the lockdown, just like a lot of us, you know. But,
well, that's it. You see, the lockdown has affected people differently. Like I'm okay because I'm still working. Like I go to work. I'll be at work tomorrow. I'll get up at 6:30 in the morning. I'll be gone to work tomorrow. And I won't be back till 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening again before I'm back. So at least I'm out meeting people or whatever. But I couldn't imagine being locked up inside for a year, like not able to travel anywhere or do anything. Like, and that's what people forget, that there is people who have not been anywhere in a year. They've been at their house, confined to their house for a year.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a prison sentence. It's like a prison sentence.
Yeah, you know? It's crazy. Like, because the only benefit to this is anyone that's been locked up for a year now will not commit any crime because they'd be afraid, my God, a year was enough of this. Imagine being locked up for 12 years.
Yeah. Maybe.
The older I get, the less of a deterrent prison is.
The older you get, the less you want to go to prison because chances are you mightn't get out.
Yeah. But it messed me up at the beginning, to be honest. Like the whole thing, it opened up a lot of shit I fucking bottled up from years ago.
Well, you're just thinking constantly, like it's just your mind, like that's so you've nothing to occupy.
I was grounded a lot when I was a kid, among other things. So not being able to go out, it sort of opened up all those memories again. You know, I was reliving like that shit, and then I started thinking about that. Then I started thinking about other stuff that I fucking jammed in the fucking closet that I haven't fucking thought about for so many years. You know?
Yeah.
And then because I couldn't go nowhere, I was drinking and then thinking about other shit. And I started smoking again, smoking cigarettes. You know, I went on a cigarettes. I got a vaporizer now, which is it's not cigarettes.
That's worse for you than the cigarettes.
What?
That's worse for you than the cigarettes.
This one ain't.
Right? Yeah, it's got different metals and stuff in the mixture.
And this one
I haven't got nothing in the mixture. There's no mixture in this one. It's just this one's plant matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, plant matter.
Yeah.
I see the legalized a lot of that plant matter in a lot of the states in America in the last week or so.
Have they?
Mm.
New Jersey is signing it into law for
Yeah.
recreational marijuana.
Yeah.
New York State, I think, will wind up doing it. Pennsylvania, I think, already did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and Vegas have done it, and
Connecticut, California.
have Colorado done it?
I'm sorry.
Colorado, did they do it? I think as well.
Yeah, Colorado,
Yeah.
Utah.
Utah.
I think
Yeah.
it's been legal in Colorado for a while.
Yeah, they were one of the first places, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
having a big problem with it because now they have so much of it.
Yeah, because everyone thought they could become a fucking weed farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
so much of it, they can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Captain Jack, plants' lives matter.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why weed is so cheap on the West Coast, because there's so much of it.
Yeah,
Whereas on the East Coast, it's a little bit more expensive, I think.
Yeah.
but it was a big tax revenue all of a sudden for a lot of governments. There it was like bringing in billions there when it was legalized first. Like that they were, it brought in billions in the first year to them.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is, in all those states that have legalized it, there's people still in prison because of possession of cannabis.
Shark Scrapper,
Yeah.
happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Yeah, there's people in prison for breaking the law 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and now it's not illegal, but they're still in prison.
Yeah, do you know why? Because it's still federally illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still federally illegal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, these
Cam Dog, happy.
legalized growers and sellers, they can only take in cash. They can't take credit cards. They can't take checks
Yeah.
because banks are legally bound not to process their transactions because
Oh yeah, because it's counted as laundering drug money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think eventually, maybe another 2 or 3 years down the road, the feds might change their tune.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it crazy that we live in a world with educated people that can't come to the decision that cannabis is actually quite safe? You know?
Yeah, well, it's safe.
And it's an actual
if
medicine.
the person taking it is not already unstable completely.
Yeah, but if there is somebody that's unstable, it's okay to fill them up with fucking pharmacy pills.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which, you know, if someone's unstable, they're unstable. The thing is with cannabis, there's so many different types, there's so many strains. It's a medicine for everybody. Whatever your problem is, there's a plant out there to fix it.
Yeah, well, I seen a video of a guy who had, I think it was Parkinson's or one of them diseases, and he was shaking like hell, and he'd be like trying to eat his food, and he'd be like this,
Yeah.
and they just give him a shot of cannabis, and he was just
Within-
spooning the food in like normal.
Yeah, within minutes he was stable.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. You know.
So, but the thing is, the pharmacies ain't making no money on it. You know?
Well, it's the drug companies. The drug companies are paying off the federal government, so the federal government won't make an action against legalizing it because the drug companies are going to lose tens of billions of dollars.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what?
Like if you can go down and get a bit of cannabis and take a quick smoke for whatever, a couple of dollars, instead of paying the $100 or $200 for the pills you've been buying for the last month, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's what it's all about. It's all about the big pharmaceuticals.
That's
but what they'll do, they'll modify the plant eventually, so then they can patent it.
Yeah.
As soon as they
It's all
can,
about
as soon as-
all about the green.
yeah, as soon as they, literally,
literally about the green.
yeah. As soon as they can patent a cannabis strain, they'll legalize it because they'll patent them, they'll own the patents, and they'll just reproduce it, man-made shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, they can make recyclable plastics out of it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
hemp, like the hemp itself, like it can be used for so much stuff. Like you can make bags out of it. You can make you can even make. I've seen in
You
some
can make
places
everything.
they're
You can make
making hemp
fuel. You
cloth,
can make fuel. You can make paper. You can make clothing. You can
Yeah.
make building materials. You can make everything.
Yeah,
Listen,
insulation. I've seen them making insulation out of it. Like,
listen. I could go into it, but you'll start calling me a conspiracy theorist. But there's a reason why it's
It wouldn't
illegal.
be the first time I do that, would it?
Yeah, listen. If you look back, there's a reason. There's a reason why it's illegal. Believe me. You know,
Yeah.
and it's all down to doing money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's all
Yeah.
down to money. So it's down to the big whoever it is isn't getting his cut out of it. And if certain people got a cut out of it, it'll be straight away, as you said, it'll be everyone.
It's because when they made it illegal, it's because they realised the potential of it, and it would have. There was so many people invested in forests. They bought so much forest for paper and stuff that the hemp market, because it grows so fast as well. It grows like a fucking meter a day or something. You know what I mean? Like it grows ridiculously fast.
Yep.
They would have lost so much money after buying all these millions of acres of fucking forest to turn into paper and whatever else they were going to do. It was in their interest to make hemp. It was only the hemp they wanted to make illegal, really. You know, it's nothing to do with the weed. The hemp needed to go.
Yeah.
You can make fuel.
So many other products.
You can make fuel. Like the big oil companies. The big oil companies would have lost so much. You know, like so many people would have lost lots of money. So they were like, we've got to get rid of that. So that's why they started making up stories saying that if you smoke weed, that's why they're blaming black people, saying it'll make your wife go with a black dude and all this nonsense. You know, like it's all propaganda.
Yeah.
So all just fucking.
But sure, if you look at documentaries going back through the years, and they're on about even the cocaine coming into America. But sure, the CIA and all them boys were bringing a lot of it in themselves.
Yeah, they were the ones instigating it.
Yeah, they were paying boys to fly it in. It was a way of financial getting money that didn't have to go through the governments. So they had this cash, so they could pay off informants and they could pay off whatever. And the way they used to do was by bringing the cocaine in.
Yeah, they still are. They're still doing it.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing ever changes.
Partners.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Come up on panel.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Partners.
Agnes, have you been to the same hairdressers as me?
What the lockdown style is.
Yeah, lockdown style.
Yeah.
Listen, I cut my own fringe. That's why my hair looks like this. I cut my own fringe a couple of days ago.
I'm okay because I have only very little, and I just get a razor and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor old Kevin's tash there is beginning to take over its own life. I seen him. He was having his dinner, his leftover dinners today on E-Waste Mike's stream.
Yeah.
He was picking it out of his tash and having it again.
Yeah, bit of chicken leg. I'll have that later. So, Pagness, you write songs, do you? I didn't know that.
I've dabbled in it. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I've done it one or two.
Nice. What do you play?
I don't really play anything.
You don't play no instrument?
No, I've tried guitar and keyboard. That's it.
How do you write songs? How do you write
Write
songs?
lyrics.
Oh, you just write lyrics?
Yeah, that's all I did.
Oh.
Just wrote some spoof lyrics to existing songs.
Oh, okay.
So you're like, what was his name? That book that used to do all the spoof.
Weird Al Yankovic.
That's it. Weird Al Yankovic.
Old Weird Yankovic. Yeah. Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah. You're
I've
like
never,
him.
I've never heard of him in my life. What's his name?
Weird
Al Yankovic. You never heard of him?
Never heard of him in my life.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
Weird Al Yankovic.
He done rakes of spoof songs there back in the 90s and 2000s, the early 2000s, I'd say.
In 80s as well.
Yeah,
I
just look
do
him
it,
up.
but not every day.
I can't even say what you just said. I don't know.
Weird Al.
Oh, Weird Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Look
what?
up Weird Al Yankovic.
Yankovic.
Yankovic. isn't it?
Y-A-N.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Vich, V-I-C-H.
Weird Al
I can drop a
Spankovic.
link to his Wikipedia article.
There's too many accents going on here. Like it's
Weird Al
the
Spankovic.
Irish, the
I'll look for him
Welsh,
later.
the American.
That's the Guinness version.
I'll put his name in the stream for you. It'll make it easier.
I just dropped a link to his Wikipedia page.
Oh, you just want to? I was about to do the same thing.
It's Weird Al Spankovic.
Weird Al. Oh, yeah, there he is. Weird Al
Yeah.
Spankovic. Oh, I know who he is. I know his face.
Just eat it. That's it. Yeah, just eat it. He done that to
Yeah,
the Michael Jackson. Eat it.
No, I don't know if I know him actually.
Oh, you'll have to listen to some of his music now.
Oh,
Well,
And just when
know,
you're listening to it, imagine Park Ness singing it.
I will.
yeah, we want to listen in.
I think you should give us a performance of one of your songs.
I did record one such song.
And have you done your YouTube channel?
No, no,
Well,
that's not
then
me.
you can always do a live version.
Come on, he cleared his throat. He's thinking about it. He's like, well, I'm a little bit rusty, but la 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 la.
No.
Come on, give us a little rendition of one of your tunes.
No way, Jose.
Hey, Shark, I just chew it off when it gets too long.
What song did you copy?
Lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah, that's the name of the song, the original song.
Every day, what did you mean by that tickled you?
Is that the one which goes, today I don't feel like doing anything?
No. You probably won't know it.
That's called it. Oh, that's a lazy song. I need to know what lazy is now.
Yeah, who done Lazy? Who done the original?
Is it David Brin?
Yeah,
Express.
Guy. Yeah, that's it.
Express.
That's that one. Yeah.
If anyone else wants to join
Oh, I
us,
know what it is. I'm lazy and I'm dun.
Yeah. So both lyrics to that song.
Oh, listen, I gotta have a listen to what you done.
you're gonna have to do a video. You can set it to private and just send the link to Hazy Days and let him listen to it.
All right, gotcha every day. Understood now.
Listen, we can do a collaboration. I'll play the guitar and you can sing it.
Put my ideas into my head.
What are you drinking tonight, Park Ness?
I'm bro.
Oh, you're not on any. I thought you were on some beer for a minute.
I'm bro.
I was going.
Iron Brew is-
Park
listen,
Ness
it's
has
not-
gone off the rails altogether.
There's Iron Brew in an aluminum can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aluminium.
Iron Brew. All the Scottish love the Iron Brew, don't they? It's a big drink up in Scotland.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's big in Scotland.
I think
Yeah.
that's where it comes from, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I don't think that's available here in the States.
it
I'm
used to be
pretty
here in
sure-
Ireland, but it never really took off, so no one stocks it anymore.
There's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get it in America somewhere.
I'm sure there's a shop over there, like a Scottish shop or an English shop that'll have it over there.
There's quite a few beer and wine outlets where you can get micro brews, different companies around that produce small amounts,
Yeah.
package it, and they'll sell it from these stores.
Yeah,
we have
Craft beers.
too.
yeah, craft beer. Like it's amazing these craft beers that have come out of nowhere in the last 10 years. Like there's so many like even this one now. This beer I have here is a craft beer. Like it's a craft beer that just it's a small little craft place in Kilkenny there in Ireland, and then they're
I like
making
them though. I like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
craft beer, they're different. Like
Yeah, there's one over here. It's called Angry Eric Brewing.
Yeah, when you go from a craft beer and then you try and drink like a Stella or a Foster's or a Carlin or a Carlsberg, it all tastes like fucking piss water.
yeah. Well, that's the thing about you're so used to drinking these Carlings or whatever, and then all of a sudden you drink a craft beer and you go, oh, that's actually good.
Yeah, there's different flavors and it's like citrusy and
Yeah.
you know.
Like this one I have now is a citrusy sort of one. It's got a berry and melon sort of taste to it, you know?
Yeah, they're nice.
It's like watermelon in a bottle.
Yeah. It's easy. The only thing is too easy drank. You could drink a lot of them and you don't even realize you're drinking them.
Yeah, until you realize that you've
Until you
had
try to get up in the morning.
4 of them, and then it's
Yeah.
like,
Dave Hazel, welcome in, Dave.
hey, Dave.
The whiskey I'm drinking, Shark Scrapper, I'm on the Jameson. cold brew, which has, let me make it bigger for a minute, and you can see what it has. Oh, you can't really see it because of my green screen, but it's got a coffee infusion to it. So it tastes a bit like coffee.
Natural cold brew coffee.
Yeah. So I have a guy in the basement. Let me bring him up. Anthony, welcome up. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anthony, you're in the wrong room. There's a sign behind you that says "No stupid people."
Hey, right now, my head feels like stupid. That's why it's 3:49 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm still drinking coffee, nursing the hangover.
Oh, shit. You had a late one, did you?
Did you go a bit wild last night?
Woo! Lord mercy.
yeah, St. Patrick's Day started early.
My friend, well, we always start the night before and go into, kind of like New Year's. When midnight hits, it's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. But as soon as I get enough coffee, my friend's got to come pick me up so I can go get my truck.
Listen, I'm sure it's fine. Just leave it there.
Just say I came home not on my own accord, okay?
Yeah. I don't know how you got there, but you didn't drive.
Yeah, I still don't even know who to thank for the ride.
They're always the good nights when you wake up and you don't know how you got home. That's a good night out.
Well, at least I knew where my truck is. That was a good thing because they called me and said, "Hey, your truck's still in the parking lot." And I said, "Yeah, I'll come get it."
Keep an eye on it for me, right?
Are the bars open in America as normal now at the moment? Are they?
My state's been open normal for the last almost 9.5 months now. We've been fully open.
All the bars in Ireland have been closed for a year now.
Well,
we haven't had a big bar in Ireland in a year.
when this stuff first started, for about the first 4.5 months, we were locked down like Fort Knox. Okay.
Yeah.
But once the science and the doctors started talking amongst each other here, they went, nah.
Once the common sense kicked in.
What?
Well, I mean, we didn't even have mask mandates here. If you wanted to wear one, you wore it. If you didn't, you didn't. But neither one could pick on one or the other. Because we actually had people that went into
what they wanted to do.
Yeah, we actually had people that went into places complaining about people not having masks. They got drug out.
You said you're down in Louisiana?
Yeah, I'm in the south end of Louisiana, right before Texas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans?
I'm 4 hours.
Back up in the woods among the evergreens.
I'm 4 hours from New Orleans. Yeah. I would not.
You're down among the alligators.
No, they're east.
Oh, they're east, are they? But yeah, no, like
unfreezing.
It's amazing that some parts like were so opened up, and then other parts are still like so locked down in the world.
Yeah.
I think Texas is back open as normal, business as usual.
Yeah, they shut everything. They did away with all of their mandates.
Yeah.
And watch, I give them 6 weeks and they'll be back on lockdown.
You think?
It's not under control yet. It's not under control.
And how come, like in Louisiana or wherever he is, where Anthony is, that they're able to go out and have beers and stuff and there's no problem?
Because it's all bullshit.
I think a lot of it is BS.
Oh, Anthony's gone.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of it's bullshit. I'm not saying there's not a virus or whatever, and people ain't getting sick because, but people get sick every day.
My wife is adamant. She says, "Oh yeah, we've had 500,000 people die of coronavirus." I said, "Stop." I said, "That's your opinion, and it's not my opinion. My opinion is yes, people have died from the coronavirus, but other people have died from other things and have been labeled as died from corona."
Yeah, well, actually, I had an argument with Hazy on that a couple of while back, and I've done a bit of research, and I kind of have to apologize to Hazy on some part of it because
some parts of it. What do you mean, some parts of it?
Some parts of it, right? Here in Ireland, they were questioning the Minister for Health or whoever he was, and they said to him, if a person goes into hospital with a heart attack, and they discover later on that he had corona. What is put on the death cert? And the man goes, "Oh, coronavirus," and he goes, "But he went in with a heart attack. It wasn't coronavirus put him in."
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, no, well, you know," and I didn't know that, to be honest.
Because do you know what? They get more money for every death with corona on the fucking on the death certificate. They get more money. The hospital literally gets paid more. You know, a hospital for every death they get money.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
So what they're doing in the UK, and I'm sure they're doing it probably in America as well. Yeah. If you die within 28 days of a positive COVID test, you put down as COVID. Whether a fucking shark ate you, or you fell out of a helicopter, or
doesn't matter.
Anything. You choked on a fucking.
COVID made you go swimming. You weren't rational. So
yeah, well, it's yeah. So if 500,000 people are put down as dying from COVID in America, that's 500,000 people that died within 28 days of a COVID test, you know?
Yeah, which is outright BS.
See you later, Sharky.
Yeah. The thing is, we don't. All we know is what we know on the internet and the news, and everything's conflicting against each other. So we don't know fuck all really.
Yeah. But I want to ask Anthony there, like, how come your state is so opened up? Like, how have you managed to get everything opened up down there?
Our mayor basically studied the science, talked to our state surgeon, general, and basically they just said that the outcome of it didn't weigh killing the city and killing our economy.
No.
And killing the people from depression and everything. Now we did lock down, like we did, we basically did what we thought the rest of the world should have done. The weak, the elderly, we locked them down.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to
so many people are committing suicide. More people have committed suicide than died of fucking
because they were locked down. Yeah.
Well, I think that what went wrong on the lockdown over here in Ireland, Daniel, is like I've been working all the way through. I wasn't locked down at all, as in work-wise. I was able to get up, go to work all the way through, and touch wood, I have not caught coronavirus, and I do meet on average 60 people a day.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing that makes me mad about the way the media and the press and even our governments, the way they lie to us, because look, my wife works at a hospital here, on a military hospital. I have friends that work in hospitals in New York. I have family members that work in hospitals in Chicago, where all the hard-hit areas were supposed to be. And they were going, they don't, they're not saying it wasn't real and it wouldn't happen. But it wasn't like the media was putting it out to be.
No.
Yeah.
Because
my
the
age
thing is,
I'm in my 40s.
So the thing is, go back and research.
Of people in my age group dying are fairly slim. People in their 30s, people in their 20s. So what they should have said was, the lockdown is for anyone who has an illness that may be more thing. We want you to stay in.
Yeah, but my wife.
Anyone over the age of 70, you're more inclined maybe to die because of it. So it's up to you if you want to stay in. And then everyone else in the lower age groups, you go back out to work. If you get it, you're going to get a bit of a flu. You'll be off work for a few days, and you'll be back to work again.
Well, just like the mask thing, even our top doctors here said that's for you. If you knew you was sick, to put it on, so when you was in public, you're not sneezing and coughing it all over the countertop. Other people's face. Right.
Yeah.
Because my wife works in a military hospital. She was around people with COVID. My wife has lupus. If anybody knows what lupus is, she already has a weakened immune system, and she still has not had any problems. Yeah. She had to take the shots because she was a first responder.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something about the whole system. If it don't make sense, the things they do, if it don't make sense, it's because someone's fucking lying about something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the thing with anything.
Yeah, but go back and research how many people died during Obama when the N1H virus was killing people. We didn't lock down. We weren't wearing masks.
Yeah.
No. How many people are dying from fucking smoking? More people dying from smoking. There's more people dying from diabetes. But you're
heart disease.
Yeah. There's more people dying from a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
know?
and because of this, there's going to be a lot more people die from cancer and stuff like that because they haven't been able to make their hospital
There is more
appointments
people
because
dying
the
from
hospitals are locked down and they're not taking in people for checkups.
Oh
and
yeah, I
stuff
know a
like
guy
that.
I know a guy right now that's been fighting leukemia. He hasn't had his last 2 doses
Yeah.
because where he lives, they're on lockdown, so none of the doctors are doing any what they. And this what pissed me off. They call it an elective procedure. How's life-saving elective procedure?
So I tell you what, more people are dying of
Oh,
than fucking COVID. Hunger.
Hunger.
More people in the world dying from hunger.
Okay.
You know?
yeah.
I mean, it's just nonsense. The whole thing is just nonsense.
Yeah, but look, this is what I tell people in general. This planet can only sustain so many people. And if Mother Nature doesn't do it, the world leaders are going to do it. They're going to thin the herd one way or the other.
Yeah.
They have to.
I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it for years. Do you know when you go into the supermarket now, there's no checkouts. Everyone's self-service. So there's 50 jobs gone.
Yep.
You know, in one supermarket. So
Yep.
everyone's thinking, oh yeah, these computers are gonna fucking make our life easier. We'll have way more fucking leisure time and everything. But you can't have leisure time unless you've got a job. Because you've got no money.
Hazy, I watched guys when they first started these robotic machinery here. They were, oh, this is so neat. And those people that said this is so neat no longer have a job.
They're on the unemployment line now. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have 8 major farms right in my area.
Mhm.
And there's only one guy sitting in an air conditioned control room watching monitors.
Yep.
As the harvesters are out there moving themselves by satellite.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. And they're within millimeters of where they're supposed to be.
Oh yeah. They outdo any human any day, and that's the sad thing about it. But
By the way, it's not satellite that's moving them. It's a 3-way tower system.
Oh yeah.
By the way, people think
Yeah.
satellites giving fucking information, but they ain't.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
the
all-
same- it's
it's
the same
all
way your phone.
Our internet. Listen, our internet. We're all connected through fucking cables under the sea. By the way, in case anybody didn't know.
yeah.
You know, there
Well,
ain't nothing.
What do you mean?
Except for Elon Musk's new satellite system,
Starlink.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Starlink or whatever it's called, isn't it?
Yeah, Starlink is pretty neat now, man.
Yeah.
Because all you gotta do is set it out, plug it up, and it moves itself. And just like,
Yeah.
okay, there it is, right there.
But it's quite expensive. I think is it 90 quid a month?
It's here. It's $100 a month.
Yeah. Like normal internet here is about 40, 45 a month.
Yeah,
well,
our
I've got 5G on my phone, and it hasn't even been switched on, and it's saying I've got it, and they've built an antenna around the corner from me that looks like a fucking ray gun.
Yeah, they just activated all our 5Gs they were going to do it earlier, but right after COVID, we had two major hurricanes, so they were delayed on getting them cranked up, but they're all on now.
Anyone growing testicles under their chin?
I'm at that age. I ain't even worried about it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I feel sorry for the young guy.
Yeah, well, Irish, you know how close I am to Panasonic, and it's literally the other side of Panasonic.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the videos.
Yeah, my 5G tower is less than 100 meters. It's about 100 meters away from me.
Yeah, waving at you.
Yeah, and it looks like a fucking big ray gun. It's got really.
I think Kevin is trying to say something to us there for a minute. I think he wants to leave.
I've got to go get dinner.
Okay,
There
Kevin.
you go.
Thanks for being on.
Nice to see you, Kevin.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Enjoy the rest of the day. I'll catch
Yeah.
everyone on
Top of
another
the morning to you, and the rest
Top
of
of the morning.
day to yourself.
All right. We'll talk again. Take care.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Yeah, so yeah, you're right beside the Panasonic plant, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
And
in
the
his backyard.
5G tower is the other side of it.
Yeah.
Going, hey, you feeling the tingle yet?
I can't wait for the fucking suntan.
Is your skin beginning to crawl yet?
Well, even all the conspiracy about cell phones, the problem with the thing is,
when people have these right here, the first thing they do, they either have a clip on the side of their belt right here, or it's in their front pocket, sitting there just nuking the shit out of their gonads.
Yeah, I know.
Oil in the bag.
This is the way I look at it, though, to be honest. This, like, realistically,
Yeah.
If we didn't go for progress with technology, we'd still be sending messages with pigeons, wouldn't we?
Or smoke signals.
You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be the next thing. Like,
Technology moves on.
yeah,
And
there's always going to be people who say, "Oh, this one's more dangerous." Like, maybe it is dangerous.
For sure, when electricity came out first, people objected to electricity.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because people. Hey, how's this work?
People are scared of the unknown and change. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, everybody.
Certain people do not want to move on to anything new. They just want it the way it is now. And then when it changes something new, they just can't accept it. You know.
Well, I mean, a fine example. Look at when Tesla was doing all his experiments. He scared people so bad they had him killed.
Yeah, exactly.
And stole all his plans and hid them.
I took all his patents.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like hydrogen cells. He had that back then. Wireless energy. He had that way back then. Now that they have like people like, ooh, I got a wireless charging phone. Well, you can thank Tesla for that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the only benefit, like the one thing I see coming out of all the.
Do you mean Telsa? I think you mean Telsa, not Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla.
Telsa. His name's Telsa, not Tesla.
Oh, I thought it was pronounced Tesla too. Or...
No, it's Telsa. Yeah,
okay.
But everybody says
the
Tesla.
only thing I see coming out of, well, not the only thing, but all this development of the vaccine is I can see new cures coming for other diseases now quicker, because you know yourself when people are trying to find one thing, they'll find something else in the process as well. They go, oh, actually, that didn't work for COVID, but it actually can work for something else. You'll find in a couple of years' time, you'll see a lot of more drugs coming out, maybe for cancer and for other things that they've discovered when they were doing these.
That's every medicine. I mean, that's like certain cancers. When guys have certain cancer, you know how they soothe it? They give them estrogen.
Yeah.
Because T cells actually make it higher. You know, the count higher, so they give you estrogen to bring the count down.
Yeah. No, it's just like when people are discovering new things, they might be working on something new for something, and then they go, oh, it doesn't work for that, but in the process, I discovered this other thing. It's like the guy that discovered microwaves. He was doing something else, and he discovered his bar of chocolate melted in his pocket, and he goes, how did that happen? And he goes, all of a sudden I discovered I can cook food using this.
That's like one of the pills I take every day.
Did you make that up? Did you just make that up?
No, I didn't. If you look it up, the military were working on some microwave thing to try and do something to some other guys' equipment and to disrupt it. And then next man had a chocolate bar in his pocket and it melted. And he goes, how did that melt? And he goes, oh, the microwave melted. He goes, I wonder, can I do this?
How was he? Did he cook a bit?
He probably cooked his heart.
I mean, my hat's on fire, but my chocolate's melted.
Yeah, but that's how we discovered how you can cook using a microwave.
Yeah.
Well, good thing he didn't have a pacemaker at the time.
Yeah.
Good thing he didn't have a fucking fork in his pocket.
Or a stick of dynamite and the one blew up.
Or a bullet.
Yeah, a bullet.
Pow! Oh, I shot myself in the arm.
Yeah.
Put a tinfoil.
Oh, man.
Hazy, remember this? Do you remember Tomorrow's World, Hazy?
Oh, it's my favorite program. I loved it.
Yeah. Like if you look back on YouTube and look at Tomorrow's World and go back like to the 1980s and the stuff they were predicting was going to happen in the year 2000 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I still tell people I'm suing Epcot because back in the early 80s when I was there as a teenager, they had the Epcot Center had Tomorrowland, and they said by 2023 we're all going to be in flying cars. Well, it's 2021 and we're nowhere near it. They lie.
Oh, we are near it. Listen, we are near it. We've got it. We basically.
I'm talking about they were saying that every single person on the planet was going to be.
We've got them. They just don't last very long. It's a drone, basically. It's a car built into a drone. We've got them. But we had them years ago. They're called fucking airplanes.
Yeah.
Dubai is using those drones you're talking about. You can fly up to 2 people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not ready to trust the fuckers at the moment myself. Although drones are very, very, very capable and they're very safe, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the ones Amazon got that were bringing 50 and 60 pound boxes to your front door.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen that.
Oh, I have. We had an outlet here that used those drones.
Did
You'd hear a buzzing out your front door, and that thing would land right and come right on the edge of the porch, drop it off, and then take off.
Unbelievable. But I mean, we've got the technology, so why not? You know?
Yeah.
They must have a
Drones came from the military, didn't they? That's where they were first invented by the military. The military invented a lot of stuff that we use in everyday life now, like cell phones and.
Well, but think about cell phones. The people don't realize. You know, the military was using and testing cell phones 20 years before they even released it to the public.
Yeah.
Of course they were. That's why when I got my first drone and I fucking shot it straight up in the sky and I went left fucking 100 miles an hour and then went right 100 miles an hour and stopped it dead. Then went down and I'm looking at it and I'm sat there in the field looking at this drone flying back and forth and I'm like,
holy shit.
That's a UFO. Like, all the sightings from UFOs in the 50s and the 40s or whatever, they were testing drones.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Let me tell you another thing I tell people. Out of all of our triumphs, humans are good at one thing, really good. Reverse engineer of anything they find.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm thinking about it. Not that long after the last so-called, I'm not talking about the Roswell crash. I'm talking about the one that crashed over between Russia. All of a sudden, now we got stealth technology planes and stuff.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on the whole fucking alien visiting the planet shit anymore. I used to
they used to, but see, there's a floating sign about 50 miles out that says "Ghetto, make a right, make a right. Don't go this way. Don't go this way."
No intelligent life left. Take a left.
Yeah. They will cook your young. Take a right.
Yeah, they had flip phones on Star Trek. You're right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, on Star Trek, remember the flip phone?
Oh yeah, the telecommunicator.
Yeah, and they had the FaceTime, and they had everything.
Look, I've got a couple of my old phones out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah, that's Nokia.
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera on it. That was some fucking high tech shit. I got another one of my old ones.
I remember getting the first Samsung colored screen phone when they went from normal to color screen.
How about that?
One of them.
Oh yeah, that's an old Nokia there, man.
Or 5210, is it? Or
5110.
Nokia bar. Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
They got the battery and tell you underneath.
Yeah, have a look now. I've got a couple more here knocking about somewhere.
I used to have them all, but they're all in buckets of acid.
I just went to a show in Dallas not long ago, and let me tell you, they have got some screens that's going to blow y'all's mind. Yeah. They have one you wear like a gauntlet, and you can pull it out and read your news, your weather.
Sony Ericsson.
Yeah.
The one place I'd love to go to the is it the CES in Vegas in January every year, where all the technology is. I'd love to see that some year.
Well, they do it in Dallas too.
Do they?
In Dallas, Texas too.
Yeah.
It's usually they do it. They do it over there, and then in California. I mean, in Vegas, and then it comes to Texas. Yeah.
That's some old technology now, boy.
Look at that! I'm in the phone.
I'm in the phone.
That's the one. Though. That's a proper brick.
Yeah. Well, they called that the bar.
In the 80s, where you had to carry the big battery around in the 80s with the phone.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's still got a SIM card and shit in it.
I had one of those. I had a bag phone.
One of them phones.
I had a bag phone.
It's a Nokia 5110.
Oh yeah. Actually, it was a bag phone from Motorola.
I'm sure this had
to make it was like carrying a purse, and you had to get the receiver.
Yeah. There's the one out of Star Trek, is it?
Yeah. And guess who's the first one to come out with that for us to use? Nextel. You remember the two-way?
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that name.
Yeah, you
But if
be.
you go through, like Nokia were the leading brand in phones. Like every phone was a Nokia.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they were gone, and it was Samsung and Apple took over.
yeah.
Well, guess who bought Nokia out?
Who?
Samsung.
Oh,
That's
did they?
what That's what they do. You buy the weaker company and build your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Microsoft bought the phone division.
Yeah, but
Oh,
then
yeah,
but then Microsoft sold them again, and they're gone back now to Nokia, have their own brand again.
Yeah,
A company
yeah.
called H&D Global's licensed the brand.
Yeah.
Well, see, when he first sold Nokia, he had a stipulation in there to where he could buy it back.
Yeah.
And then we just cancelled.
No, it's just angle. You just got to angle your phone.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that a Nokia? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Nokia 8.
Yeah, it's a Nokia.
And how do you find them compared now to what phone had you before the Nokia?
Look, it looks like just like mine. It's the exact same fucking phone. Mine's a fucking. This is a Samsung fucking S20. This is the same fucking. It looks the same.
Yeah, they probably all come out of the same factory in China.
Look, all our phones look the same. Come on now.
Samsung S10.
Well, look, if we're all playing that game, we might as well do this.
We can all do the same fucking thing. We can all phone each other. We can all go on YouTube. We can all watch fucking Pornhub.
I've got the Chinese one that spies on everyone, the Hawaii.
Except for I got the audio beat one. Mine's got speaker on each end. I can actually put that on this little stand and sit on top of my truck while I'm working on the engine. It just clears the radio in the truck.
My first phone, Paul, is similar to your one. Mine was a Philips phone with a pull-out aerial.
Yeah. Oh, Nokia had one of those too because it had FM radio built into it. You pull an antenna out of the top and then listen to FM stations.
But you thought you were cool to get these phones, like as soon as you go around the town, like answering these phones. And now, if my mobile phone rings, I just go, "Oh no, I don't want to answer that."
Yeah. Are you into knitting?
No.
Is that loads of knitting wool behind you? Or is it teddy bear? Oh, teddy bears.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was balls of wool. I can see now.
You thought Nest was knitting away in the evening.
I thought you was darning some socks.
No.
The lockdown has got to Park Nest. He's taking up knitting.
Yeah.
You could have knitted me a pair of underpants.
Or a nice proper hat for winter.
Yeah, I've got one of them. Sheena the Wiener Cleaner knitted me one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She knitted my whole family one actually.
I got about 9
She
of them.
knitted us one in the winter, and I went and collected it in the summer from America.
Yeah, that's like my wife. She knits and crochets, and then about every other winter, I get a new hat, and I'm like, "Baby, I already got 9 of them. Give them to somebody else."
Yeah, we used to have a great aunt in America, and every Christmas she sent us over a knitted something like knit something and send it over.
Glove, scarf, hat,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Socks.
A blanket or something. There was something
Yeah.
always knitted.
Oh yeah, yeah. The little couch throw.
Yeah, the couch throws. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a granny the same way, man. Every year, every other Christmas, I had some kind of throw. I mean, I had every couch and end table in my house covered in some kind of throw. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were pretty and they were,
Is that like a big woolly doily?
Yeah, like a big woolly doily.
yeah. A heavy duty, yeah. Yeah, the one you have to pull off the table every 3 months and throw it in the washer because it looks crap, from all the dust collecting on it.
Yeah, it was beginning to grow legs and start walking across the table itself.
Yeah. And the 500 times you had to tell people it's not a coaster. Stop putting your wet glass on it.
Listen, Irish, did you not go live Monday because of today?
Yeah.
Oh, you just changed.
Yeah.
Sorry, you changed
Yeah, I
it.
wasn't going to do 2 lives in the week. I just changed it to today instead because, I usually go Mondays, but because St. Patrick was Wednesday, I said, I don't know what, I'm going to be having a few drinks. I might as well go live anyhow.
Yeah.
As I said before, if you're Irish and you don't have a drink on St. Patrick's Day, bad things happen the rest of the year. See, I forgot to have a drink last year and the coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
I can say last night I did enough for all 4 of us for the next 2 years. Okay, all good.
Well, I'm drinking on a Wednesday, which I don't drink through the week anymore. So.
And do you celebrate? Are you Irish descent when you celebrate St. Patrick's, Anthony, or are you just celebrate it because it's good crack?
Well, I know. Actually, I have Irish and Scottish descent. So
Okay.
I actually still have living relatives in Ireland.
Oh
All
shit!
right.
They just beamed Pack Nest up. I just seen him with my own eyes.
Yeah.
They just fucking zapped him up. I could make that spaceship out of MDF.
Yeah.
Oh look, he's coming back.
Oh, he's coming back.
Oh shit!
I still remember Doc. I still.
You should be on Hollywood movies doing special effects.
Listen, you looked a little. When it was your face, you looked a little bit like Data.
I still say my favorite character out of Star Trek was Doc going, I don't want my atoms scattered all over the universe. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a psychologist.
Have you, Anthony, what part of Ireland are your relatives from, do you know?
I have some in Dublin and some in Belfast.
All right, yeah.
Anthony, why is
And
there
then
not a
I have-
Hazy Day sticker on your wall?
And on my dad's side, I have two uncles that are in, what's
We're
that?
looking at your stickers behind you.
Why is there not a Hazy Day
He
sticker?
said, why isn't there hazy days behind you?
You never sent me one.
I fucking did.
Got one of
No.
those.
Did you get a CD?
Yeah, but when I got mine, I didn't get that the ones they were calling the coaster.
You did. Everybody going.
The coaster.
No, I'm serious. A heart attack. I didn't have a coaster deal in there.
You did. Everybody had a fucking sticker.
Well, no, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying I didn't get it.
Oh shit! Someone stole your coaster. Oh,
No.
fucked up.
I mean,
You're
I
not
just
getting
got
the sticker now, aren't you?
I just got this one for me and yesterday. Yeah, and that's Captain Jerks there. And then I got a few other
it's
people.
Captain,
here.
it's Captain
I know.
Jerk
I
up
know.
there.
That's why I was looking at it and I thought, "Where's mine?" You
I
definitely had
think
mine.
Captain
before
Jerk
them.
is there, and who else do we have there?
Because see, everybody was telling me that, and I mean, I even double checked. I mean, I even cracked this thing open, and think, well, maybe you hid it inside the book or something, but I never did find it. I mean, I see where you autographed it. You know,
Oh yeah. Oh, you had one of the slimline ones.
yeah,
They were the first ones I done. I think.
You
Yeah,
might have forgot
yeah.
to put the coaster in that one.
yeah.
You were fucking front of the queue. This is what happened. Let me tell you something. What happened? The people at the front of the queue, Anthony, I appreciate you greatly because you got
Yeah.
the ball rolling. But you did have the shitty end of the stick because then I started doing these ones.
Yeah.
You know, I
Hey.
have my production, but I mean, you know, it's
Hey, it plays, man. It's autographed and it plays. That's all it counts, man.
well. This is the thing. Everyone's CD is exactly the same.
Right.
You know, all the CDs
Right.
are exactly the same, but I done the
Right.
packaging a little different on
Right.
the second.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, well, yeah, that's easy to say because after you start building up a little capital, you can kind of upgrade your material wise.
Yeah, well, it's just
Yeah.
it's just different cases I got. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I got a deal on the cases. It was a lot more work to make them ones.
Yeah.
You know, my next CD I think is just going to be a fucking cardboard sleeve. I'm going to get
Yeah.
a sticker on it.
Kind of like these, like here, my buddy when he made his, see, it's in a cardboard sleeve, and you just
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to fuck around
Yeah.
with all the other bullshit.
yeah,
You know, I wanted to make one like this just because of for the sake of this is how I used to buy CDs. They look like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wanted. Look, do you know how long it took me to get the font and everything to fold right like that? I'm there.
I'm sure y'all know who Damien Rice is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damien Rice is Irish.
Yeah, I bought his. I was like the fifth one to buy his first CD.
You was the fifth one to buy his CD. Now that's pretty fucking. Like,
Yeah,
how
How
and
do
did
you
he
know you were the
autographed it.
fifth one?
Huh?
How do you know you were the fifth person?
Because he told me. I used to talk to him directly on Hangouts.
Did you hell, yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell. Yeah, Damien,
He made my uncle had a friend that knew him,
Something
and
like that.
he said something to him, and he
Yeah.
wanted to talk to me because it was shortly after
Yeah.
my wife passed in 2012, and he wanted to talk to me
yeah.
because he
I
did. He
remember
did.
seeing Damien in a concert one time, and it was a big festival I was at, And like that, I didn't know who he was at the time. And we met up with these girls. And of course, we were trying our case with the girls. And we go to the girls, where are you going? Oh, we're going to see Damien Rice. And we're here. Who's Damien Rice?
In fact,
we had to follow on because the girls were going. He was brilliant.
I'll have to dig the video up. He made a video of him because at my wife's funeral, he had a video of him singing Blower's daughter. Yeah. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a song. Hazy Days, no?
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. His music is similar to your type of music. It's more that sort of music, you know.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's fucking brilliant.
I just asked him to send it to me, Paul. That's all I did. I said, "Hey, you got a sticker? Send it to me." And he sent it to me. Actually, he'd been meaning to send it for a while because he even wrote me a nice lengthy letter apologizing for taking so long to get it to me.
Who?
Ian Matthews.
Oh yeah.
I just got this like yesterday.
Parknest has a roll of stickers there. Show us your stickers, Parknest. There you go. Parknest stickers.
How long did that take you to design?
Simple philosophy, not wrong with that.
Oh wait, no. He says I wrote out this envelope a month ago and mislaid it. Apparently, he didn't put the right address, and it came back to him.
There's my stickers, but as soon as I put them up, they go up. They're like see-through stickers, you know. Look at them.
Yeah,
you can see through them.
That's good. You're on my guitar. Listen, you're on my fucking guitar.
Yeah, I got my little one on your guitar.
Yeah, I was like, I jumped on a. Yeah.
There it is.
I was like late last night, or I should say early this morning.
More down around here, Snobby and Dusty.
Yeah, they don't have they can kiss my ass. Yeah. People started sending me big stickers to go on, and I was like, "Come on, I was only a fucking small guitar, you know." It was only
my little sticker fitted perfect.
Yeah, those ones are perfect. You know those ones, like the little ones showing us there. That one's okay. My sister's one there is a bit fucking big.
Yeah,
this one's ridiculous.
Sticker,
What?
You'll have to tell her to make smaller stickers.
Yeah, that one's from a tattoo shop in America where I had a tattoo.
Yeah.
In Worcester. He's up to no good.
Yeah, up to no good. Yeah, this is a big sticker.
That's a good sticker. That is a good.
Yeah, no, make it bigger so we can see.
Yeah, that is good. I like that. Yeah. Look, y'all, his whole back is empty. Send him more stickers.
Yeah, send him more stickers. Fill it up.
Oh no, don't.
I need the new guitar and stickers.
I need some stickers for my new guitar.
Yeah, the new guitar needs stickers.
Yeah, that one's really nice. But my favorite though was that copper pipe one.
Yeah, I've still got that. Mark M1 and give it to my boy.
Yeah.
I've still got it. But I don't know if you've seen, Anthony, but I just finished building this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Nice one too.
Metal
oh
gear.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
3/4 of a ukulele.
What?
3/4 of a ukulele.
3 strings. It's a 3-string guitar. Ukulele's got 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we said, 3/4 of a ukulele.
Man, I keep thinking that one. There's this one guy I've been watching his videos. I can't remember his name, but man, I'm gonna tell you what. You ought to hear the sounds and the music comes out of that man. He ain't got but 1 string on the entire guitar. 1 string.
Chicken Bone Judge?
Yes, that's him. Man, I'm sitting there. He's got 1 string and listen to that shit, man. I'm like, what the hell?
Listen, if it's in you, it's in you. It doesn't matter. You'll fucking make anything sound like you want it to sound.
Yeah.
You know?
Good night, sir. Thanks for being here.
That's why I told my wife, he's one of them guys that can take a tin can, 1 string, and a stick and staple it to the side of it and just jam.
Well, that's how the 3 strings were first invented because what they do back in the like the Delta blues and all that, they would take their mother's broomstick because it was just a stick with some branches and then a bit of wire holding them together. They'd take that wire off, they would stick a nail in the side of the house, wrap it around it, stretch it down, stick
Stretch
another
it.
nail, wrap it around it, then get 2 bottles or something, jam them in there, and stretch them so then it was taut, you know.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
get a stick and just tap it with a stick and slide a bottle up and down, and that's how
Yeah.
that's how it began.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, even when they started doing the stage acts, even like around between like Lafayette, Shreveport, I remember the old back in the days. You still seen them with the old number 3 wash tub upside down with a stick coming out, and like I said,
Yeah, like
2
a
to 3
bass.
strings on it.
Yeah, like a basin. Yeah, and then they started using the actual stick of the broom, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then they started sticking cigar boxes on them for a bit of resonation, and
Yeah.
that's how they were born. They started off with
Yeah.
it's called a diddly bow, it's
Yeah.
one string.
Diddly
You know?
bow. Yep.
That's where
Yeah.
Bo Diddley got his name from. He just reversed it,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, it's 9:30 now. I've got to go. It's
Well,
been
I
a
have to go as
pleasure
well.
to
I'm
have
just
it.
about to finish up. I'm just about to finish up. So you're not going to go until I finish up. Because if it was at 9, I was going to go to anyhow. So you just time to
I'll
run.
go until 10.
No,
Yeah.
because I usually do 2 hours. So I
Yeah.
went on at 7 tonight. So I was going to finish
Okay.
at 9, but then we were talking.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to finish while everyone's talking. So
Yeah.
now you've given me the perfect opportunity to finish up. Thank you very much, Hazy.
Oh, you're welcome.
So-
You see, that's what I'm like.
Yeah,
Listen, I don't know if you know Scrapping Irish, but I birthed him.
Yeah. Well, before I go, I'd like to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day again.
Oh, shit, I didn't even keep a swig.
Yeah.
I got a little
Yeah,
bit.
so to everyone that was in and everyone in the chat and everyone that came up on the panel, thanks for being up. It was on my Wednesday night instead of a Monday, so for St.
Yep.
Patrick's Day. So sláinte again,
So long,
Happy-
Jay.
Slunch.
and I'd like to thank
Thank you for
everyone there. And to Anthony, I think Anthony, this is your first time being up here, and thanks for coming up. And happy
no
St.
problem,
Patrick's
man.
Day to you as
Thanks
well.
for
And I
having
hope
me.
the hangover cures itself later, but the cure of the dog is the
Oh
same.
yeah. Hey, it's called Irish coffee. Works
Called the
every
hair
day.
of the dog.
Or the hair of the dog. Sorry, the hair of the dog.
Well, yeah, a little Bailey's, a little coffee. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm just going to finish straight up with that. So thanks, guys, and
Peace
catch
out.
you all on the
Yeah.
next one. See you Monday.
If
Later.
anybody wants to hear this guitar playing, go and check my channel out, Hazy Days.
There you go. Oh yeah. Hold on. Before we finish, Hazy Days. Tell us about your channel and
No,
What?
I'm not going to tell you. You either want to know
Later,
about
yeah.
me or you don't. So
yeah. But what's your channel about? If anyone wants to see.
it's about
What's
me
your channel
being
about?
cool as fuck.
Well, I tell you what it's about. Hazy Days does a lot of music, his own music, and and he
I
makes
do all
guitars.
sorts.
And yeah, but music is his main passion.
Yeah, music is my main passion, but I build guitar. I do whatever. I put on there whatever interests me at the time of.
Yeah, but if you're into music and you want to listen to something that isn't everyday drone music,
I'll
that
tell you
you'll
what
hear
I
on
have done
any
as well.
radio
I've started a
station.
new channel. I don't know if you've seen it. We've started a new channel called Struggle Street.
No, I haven't seen that actually.
We've started a podcast. Me, Brian, and Dizzy.
Oh, I'll have to
Um,
check that out.
Yeah, it's going. I mean, we did start it. There's a spanner in the works at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. But we're trying to figure some shit out. We're trying to do a podcast. It's nothing like going live. It's totally different.
Okay,
You know, it's
so
like
it's like a
this, but
recorded.
it's pre-recorded. Yeah,
Yeah, pre-recorded.
but check it out, Struggle Street. If you go on my
Struggle Street.
channel, I wrote a song. There's a song. I wrote the theme tune for it as well.
Okay, I'll have to
No.
check that out. Actually, I didn't know you'd done a second channel.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll be checking that out. So guys,
Yeah.
check out his first channel and then his second channel.
yeah,
Partners,
it's called Struggle
what have
Street.
you coming out this week?
I got a video out on Friday. Featuring this.
So Partnest is working on his
So that's Citroen.
Yeah,
Citroen. You do know the French cars give you a lot of work to do.
that's not been too bad in 4 years. I've had it.
Yeah, but give it another 4 years and every electric wire in it will start to malfunction by themselves.
Yeah. you start smelling like cheese.
So, what day is that video out, Partnest?
Friday.
Friday. And what about Sunday? Have you anything Sunday?
No, nothing Sunday.
Okay.
I'm running out of content.
Okay, he's trying to content.
So I'm down to one video a week.
Raphael is
Raphael's
just coming in. Raphael is just coming in when I'm finishing up. So Raphael, I'm finishing up. I was only meant to do 2 hours, but I've done 2.5 hours. So I'd like to thank everyone that was in and have a good night and catch you all later.
I'm really meant to be here 10 minutes. Peace out.
Happy St. Patrick's.